and other stakeholders and disinterested passerbys and so forth. Hello. It is I, the internet's only YouTube host, Eric. I've begun YouTubing again today, right now. Why, you ask? Why are you YouTubing? Well, I'm busy as the Beaver Bee. Rachel was up super early saying, let's go to the store, which is cool, unusual. I was like, all right, let's go. And right now I'm saging the house. Yeah, because it seems a little like stale smelling in here.
It's good.
So I'm doing a little bit of this. This drives away evil spirits. It smells good to good spirits. So if Casper, the friendly ghost, is in here, he's gonna love this smell. But if his evil brother Basper, the evil ghost, is here, he's not gonna like this. Obviously, when you sage like this, one of these things, it's kind of hard to put out, right? It doesn't really go out that well. It's well designed to burn and produce smoke, not so much to go out on its own. If you just let this sit, if you just went around with this, it would never go out. But you're not looking for an eternal sage burn, obviously. Hi. So you have to pay attention to how to put it out. Let me open up this chat on the big screen. I realized just after I started this that it's like, oh, I should have waited like 10 minutes because I really have to poo now. That, of course, if I hadn't started this, I wouldn't realize I had to poo. Live streaming keeps me regular for reasons not easily understood. Hi, Mihail Popovich. Hi, Darker Crude. Hi, Smash 420. I usually lay on a seashell when I'm done walking around. What kind of seashell? Is it one that Sally saw at the seashore? This isn't weed. This is sage. This drives away evil spirits, Padawan Range Vendor. I don't think we have any evil spirits, but it also is a way to address a slightly stale smelling room, I think. Which is the real reason why I'm taking. I mean, it never hurts to get rid of evil spirits, but I just don't think we're at the top of the list of victims among the evil spirits. There's a lot of people in line in front of us, maybe. So we can put that off till later. There, go out. It's still hot. There, that should be fine. I think it's put out successfully. Oh, look at it, it's still burning. Still burning. Listen, Bernie Pants. I'm dipping you in water. Go out already. That should be fine. The house does smell nice and sage-like currently. Stop spirit shaming. You know what? I'm not afraid to shame a few evil spirits. They are always trying to mind control people and make them creep through the woods in a strange outfit. Love you, Grandpa. I closed on a house I was trying to tell you yesterday, but you couldn't read chat. Congratulations, Smash 420. So that means you cleared escrow and it's yours, or what? Congratulations. Has Bernie Pants met Firecrotch? Who's Bernie Pants? I'm not sure who that is. Recently, I went to the supermarket today. We were really out of a lot of everything, so we maybe came close to setting a record for the grocery store. It cost like $370. It's a lot of groceries. We had 2 carts. Then we had to go spend an equivalent amount at the hardware store on paint because I'm repainting that other house. And we did that. Came back, put all the groceries away, cleaned out the whole freezer, replaced it with new stuff. Oh, Sage is Bernie Pants. Yeah. Bernie Pants, he often sits right next to Firecrotch. Not at the moment, because Firecrotch is over here, but I often place them right next to one another. I don't think they get along, because Firecrotch is like, you're just something I'd put in my crotch and burn to ashes. You don't even belong up here on this table of pride. So I don't think we get along very well. Well, we get along fine. You do? Well, that's why they are good frogs. It doesn't seem to me like you even know what this lady's name is. I don't. I know what her name is. Her name is Rod Hair, because she has a large rod for her hair. My name is Firecrotch. Please don't disrespect my Indian heritage. Hi, you shut up, lady. I found you. I get to name you. I'll name you something nice if you want. How about I name you Pumpkin? How's a good name for you, Pumpkin? My name is not Pumpkin. Will you get off of me? Hey, you can't talk me over. Where to the ground? What are you doing? Did I watch some of the Studio Ghibli movies? I've seen some of them. They're not my favorite anime. Rachel really likes, what is it called? What's the one that Rachel really likes called? It's about like kids, like teenage couple of some kind. I don't know what it's called. Whispers of the Heart or something like that. I've watched Totoro and Kiki's Delivery Service. My daughter really liked Totoro and Kiki's Delivery Service. But Spirited Away is not one that I'm not sure if I've seen that one. It's not one that either Delilah or Rachel seems particularly enthusiastic about. But Delilah, when she was a little kid, she watched My Neighbor Totoro until the VHS tape broke. She loved it so much. My name is not Pumpkin. I am a proud squaw of the Firecrotch people. I carry the name of the leader of the Firecrotch people, Firecrotch. Other members of the Firecrotch tribe have different first names. Because I am the squaw in charge, I am Firecrotch. Well, that's interesting, Firecrotch. I didn't know about that. Our people are a proud but mysterious people. You know, we're not born this way. This is the result of an intense spiritual journey involving lots of ayahuasca and sticking a metal pole down your stomach and then putting a ball in there. What do you think about the Joe Rogan podcast? I know it's very successful. I don't think it's bad. I don't watch it myself or listen to it myself or whatever, but it does seem reasonably interesting. You might not think it's particularly rigorous in its intellectual and its application of skepticism. I've heard that critique leveled about it against it before, but I don't feel that way. It's like he's exploring ideas that may be fringe and may have limited ability to affirm definitively, but generally that's fine. You know, it's like you want to explore kind of fringe ideas sometimes and see what kind of legitimacy there is to it. Favorite philosopher is me. And not so much that I'm my favorite philosopher, as I have no choice but to acknowledge that I'm the only correct person in philosophy. So I might as well pick me. Otherwise, I'm saying my favorite philosopher is less correct than me. A controlled opposition. Pumpkin Firecrotch. Well, that's just pumpkin. That's not what I really understand as. Kant. I mean, no, Kant's not my favorite philosopher. The thing about philosophy is, like any other field, is anybody's favorite scientist Galileo? Really, it's a weird question, right? If I'm going to talk about a philosopher, Kant certainly was very influential, had a big impact on reason, moral reasoning, etc. You could argue that the natural right framework emerged from Kantian deontology. Certainly, Kantian deontology is used to justify the rights framework nowadays. So I think Kant was highly influential. However, I also think that he got some things wrong. For example, it's not morally impermissible to lie. It is morally impermissible to defraud or to give false testimony or something. But according to Kant's understanding of things, it's morally impermissible to lie all the time because you're using another individual as a means to an end. But ultimately, even though that's a nice heuristic, it's not the way we can determine whether or not something is morally impermissible. The way we determine that is if there's a trespass if a person trespasses, like putting up no trespassing signs around my property and fences is in some sense not treating other people as ends in themselves, but as treating them as means or really as threats to trespass. But that doesn't mean, you know, protecting and controlling your own property is wicked at all. It is in fact not. It doesn't have a moral status, right? It's neither virtuous nor wicked. So Kant was wrong in several ways, and yet he set the groundwork for correctness. If it hadn't been for Kant and Heidegger and a bunch of other philosophers, there's zero possible chance that I could be correct at all, right? If it weren't for Carl Jung coming up with cognitive functions, I wouldn't be uniquely more correct than all the other philosophers because I wouldn't have the advantage of applying this correct metaframe to all the various philosophical questions. So just because I'm the most correct doesn't mean I was smarter than any of those philosophers or a better philosopher than any of them. I just enjoy the advantage of being in the current moment of time, and they've already done their work, so I can be informed by it. Private property is very different than personal space. So if I'm in public, you might get in my personal space, but you've not trespassed upon me. Whereas if I'm on my property and you've entered into my property without with with reasonable understanding that you were trespassing. In other words, if I did have a sign that said no trespassing in a fence, then you still trespassed. Well, in that instance, it's clear you've violated my rights because you trespass is a general term to mean to trample upon the rights of another, but it's also used specifically to mean going onto somebody's property without their permission. What do I think about Jack Oliver's content? I don't know. I haven't watched his content. I do know that he's incorrect about socionics and stuff. Do you have a castle doctrine or stand your ground in your state? Everybody has castle doctrine. That's a Supreme Court ruling. So the Supreme Court ruled that a man's home is his castle, and he has the right to defend it. And it came to be known as the castle doctrine. Stand your ground is a state law that some states enact that says, uh, in order to qualify as self-defense, you don't have to first make some kind of an effort to de-escalate or get away from the situation. The thing about stand your ground laws is we don't really need them because we already have not guilty by reason of self-defense, and all stand your ground laws do is validate questionable borderline cases of self-defense where it's not really clear. Like, I remember there was in Florida a case where I guess the stand your ground law didn't save the guy, but he was he was going to like this black neighborhood, standing in front of uh, a store there, and basically starting shit with everybody who came around in order to be to for them to do something that would justify him shooting them, right? Normally, we understand that self-defense needs to be necessary, proportional, and and that means that it can't be you trying to start shit and then as soon as I push you, you shoot me, right? That's what stand your ground allows. It really is a an unnecessary overreach of the naturally occurring and reasonable self-defense excuse to what otherwise prohibited violence. Condoms won't protect you from STDs or from crazy, but they will protect you from pleasure. Do I remember being 28? Yes. I was 28 when my daughter was born. No, I was 28. Well, it was 98. No, I was 28, 29 when my daughter was born. Or maybe I was 28 when she was born, but I don't know. I was 28 or 29. Regardless, I either got married at 28 or she was born at 28. 28 seems to me the year of the pregnancy. Well, it would have been 1990. I mean, 1989. Wait, I'm sorry. 1999 or 2000. So I was born in 71. In 99 or 2000. Does she freak you out? Who freaks me out? Does who freak me out? Are INTPs talkative introverts? Yeah, INTPs can be quite talkative because they have extrovert intuition tool. INFPs are a little bit less likely to display that talkativeness. But the thing is, it's important to remember with all introverts, when they're doing something in the world, they're using their tool function like everybody else is, and their tool function is an extroverted function. Does age freak me out? A little bit. I have a little bit of existential terror and a little bit of like dread about getting older for a couple of reasons. I don't have the endurance that I used to have, so that, for example, if I stay up all night on Adderall, then I can't run much of a sleep deficit before I start feeling bad and having kind of emotional crashes and stuff. Whereas I used to be able to persist in that for long stretches of time. Also, I feel myself like getting winded more easily. Just basic things of aging, and I try not to fixate on it at all. Currently, I don't have any real problems, any real health problems or anything, so I'm fine. But it does weigh on me, mortality. The thing is, I think that's true for everybody once their parents die. Before my parents died, I I didn't think about it like this expressly, but I didn't need to think about mortality because that happened after they died. So I wasn't next in line. And I kind of remained in a perpetual extended childhood adolescence because my parents lived till they were in their mid 80s and I was in my early 50s. And accordingly, it was, it's strange how that works. It's like I have really great parents who love me and raised me well and remained there for me throughout my whole life. And so it kind of made me live in a pretend world where people just didn't die, and you know, once your parents die, then all of a sudden you're the adult now, and you gotta make the decisions and take care of things and stuff. Sure, I lived that kind of life for most of my adult life, in some sense, but I always knew. Well, if shit goes real south, I'd go back and say, "Mom, Dad, I'm home again." Shit went totally south, and that'll be okay. Even being married and being an adult in a lot of traditional ways. Exactly, Dark Crude. Where does that shyness in children come from? I mean, besides beyond typical introversion. I don't know. Rachel reports being quite shy as a child, right?
Oh yeah, I was really really shy. I loved going to. My mom will tell the story like over and over to many different people about how I would get so excited before a friend's birthday, like get the perfect gift, get like a really nice outfit, can't wait to see my friend, then get to the party, and I would be like hiding behind her because I'd be like so afraid to like start conversation with the kids.
The thing is, I might even self-identify as shy sometimes. In that, uh, I'm not very gregarious. As we go through the
No.
world, right? I'm not going out of my way to talk to people. I'm not appearing extroverted. If you like were to watch me and Rachel hanging out and talking with Les at the party the other day, anybody observing would say, well, Rachel and Eric are introverts and Les is an extrovert because Les did almost all the talking. When we were hanging out with Dave, anybody watching would said, well, Eric and Rachel are the introverts and Dave is the extrovert because he did a lot most of the talking. But that's there's a lot of variety of explanations for that because the problem is the colloquial understanding of extroversion and introversion does not is not meaningfully linked at all to the cognitive function use of the term to distinguish the directionality of a given function or whatever it distinguishes. That's not my daughter. That's my wife. It's my wife Rachel. She
Yeah,
is
I'm
lovely,
turning 40 soon, my 40th.
and I'm 53.
I really want Eric to take a quiz that I took that kind of got my personality right.
Well, it didn't get your personality right. What it did was accurately describe you with a bunch of other words. So you fed it meow words. It said these words correlate with these other words, and it spat out those other words, and that they accurately described you for the most part, with a couple
For
of
the most
exceptions.
part, yeah, yeah.
So okay, I'll take the test. It's an ocean test, a big five test.
It's sort of like that. It's a different. It's a little different.
Okay. Yeah, we've been together for 5 years, and we met because she was a fan of the channel, and then at the time I was in a relationship. She would just watch the channel, participate in the live streams, you know, like videos I put up and commented on them and stuff in the most platonic way, right? But then when I broke up with that last ex girlfriend and continued to flounder trying to find a woman local to me, at some point I realized the reason I'm floundering so much is because number one, I'm trying to meet them and talk to them, but in the process of that, they don't really get to know that my life is built around this YouTube channel I'm obsessed with and I'm constantly doing shit on. And it's gonna take me 3 or 4 dates really for them to get that concept, and then I get to find out what they think of it, and blah, 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 blah. I should just at least try to reach out to the internet and say, I'm looking for a girlfriend. Does anybody want to date me? They have to be at least 30, That's what I said. And then Rachel and I eventually found our way to each other.
Mm-hmm.
She booked a typing session, and then I talked to her. I was looking for somebody to read my tarot one night in the chat, and I knew that she did it after somebody whose name was like Miss Tarot Pants or something.
Mm-hmm.
I had said like, oh, I can't do that right now. And I said, how about you, Rachel? And you know, at that point, I had learned that she was actually 34, not because I kind of checked out her profile to see maybe this chick's a possibility. I was like, oh no, she's way too young. She's got to be like 22 or something, 24, 25, I don't know. But in fact, she was 34, and I was like, well, you're old enough. And then we chatted, and she seemed so nice and sweet. And she flew out to visit me, and the rest is history.
Yeah. Yeah, Trouble, that's how it happened.
I was embarrassed of growing up in a single wide trailer as a kid, Klaus, especially in small Georgia town. Let me read what Klaus said that you're responding to.
Meow, meow.
Same, Rachel. I was pretty shy as a kid too. Rarely talked in class and was only really comfortable with my friends. Not even sure how I made the friends, just through activities.
I made friends through my mom. My mom would set up like uh, play dates. And I had a next door neighbor who was the same. I had two neighbors who were the same age as me, both girls, and they were like my best friends. I would play with them.
That
And
boy, that boy class says, that's interesting. My parents never really shamed me, but I definitely felt an inner shame that persisted through my teenage years and early 20s. Diamine says, kids aren't dumb, they pick up on their parents' feelings and behaviors. Popovich says, are ENFPs energetic in the typical way? Um, no. It's like normally you associate an energetic person as being somebody who's going to do a lot of stuff, right? ENFPs don't necessarily do a lot of stuff. They spend a lot of time talking, like me, maybe, and not really doing stuff. But other times I do stuff. It's kind of hit and miss.
yeah.
Kids can be assholes. They can. Meow meow. Indeed. The more I consider it, my mom definitely gave off nervous, shameful energy, and maybe because my parents divorced when I was young, I felt some sort of insecurity. I'm not sure. It's still something I'm pondering. Well, my parents did not divorce. They were together to the very end, and you know, their relationship and their understanding of what a relationship was and was supposed to be absolutely shaped my expectations. Which is to say, I naively expected everybody in the world to be like that. Like, well, of course you're all in a relationship. You work hard to make sure that all people are happy if there's any conflict. I had such a healthy family. I was kind of blindsided by the existence of toxicity in the world, the people who do shitty things and have no accountability. When Eric and Rachel discovered that Rachel was an INFJ, it was about a month after she got into Los Angeles. Originally, I had typed her as ENFJ, and I didn't want to. I started having doubts about that relatively quickly, but I didn't want to say the alternative until I was 100% sure that it was my final answer. I didn't want to play, no, this, no, this, no, this. So I waited until I had a lot of examples and a lot of reason to believe she was an INFJ and not an ENFJ. And then I told her, you're an INFJ. I
I
was
was
wrong.
so stunned. I was like, there's no way I'm an INFJ. Like, then it was like, oh my god, wow, that's the only one that really makes sense.
I tell you, that's how you know you're an INFJ. When you thought you were an ENFP, you wouldn't stop trying to figure out how you're an ENFP and what that means and stuff because
Mm-hmm.
it didn't fit. When I told you were an ENFJ, you kept saying things like, "Oh, but I don't even like ENFJs." Well, I guess I am one, and basically kept chafing against you because it was wrong, right? Ever since I told you were an INFJ, I that has disappeared entirely, right?
Yeah, yeah.
There's no more like, okay, but this doesn't fit. Okay, but that doesn't fit. It fits perfectly. How Eric discovered he's an ENTP? Well, I mean, I learned about MBTI very late, like in my early 30s, and there wasn't anything about cognitive functions about it. So I looked into it and early internet stuff. It was just MBTI test. I read the type descriptions. I I took the test and got ENTP, but then I read all the type descriptions, and I could have just done that in the first place because it was very obvious to me that I was ENTP and not anything else. The test said I was ENTP. I didn't disagree with it at all. In fact, I was like when I first encountered, I was like, oh, it kind of like brought me to tears. That's what's wrong with me. This description of this personality type thing here is exactly a description of what's wrong with me. Even though it was all positive and stuff. Like I wasn't moved by it because of the positivity. I was moved by it because it seemed to explain how and why I was different from other people
Mm-hmm.
in a way that I didn't have any explanation for before at all. Even though it wasn't really an explanation, it was just MBTI without cognitive functions.
I think that like ENTPs are one of the rarest type. I don't know many ENTPs.
Yeah, I don't know too many either. Have I ever drilled for syrup? No. We do have maple trees around here, but I don't think they're sugar maples. They might be, but. And Ruben had a similar experience to Rachel where he's being an NFJ means you're looking to externalities to give you answers because of the idea that objective observation is the way to know things, and externalities are going to objectively evaluate you more than you would yourself. There's a kind of disconnect between NFJs and subjective data entirely. So that they tend to think that regardless of whether it's this kind of thing that a third party can accurately provide them information on. I've never read Viktor Frankl now. But so it makes perfect sense that Ruben would go to take these tests and get ENFP, and instead of going like, well, that's obviously bullshit, try to see how it fit with him and be like kind of baffled and confused, take more tests, baffled, confused, until he gets the right answer, at which point he probably is like, now it makes sense. That's what I am. But it's not like he has enough access to his subjective data to say, oh, well, looking at my own subjective data, I can tell I'm an ENFJ. Certainly not before he learned all about cognitive functions and stuff. Sure, Jack Candle, that sounds fun. I mean, are you sure I'm even American? Maybe I'm Canadian.
Listen to his voice. Someone was able to tell that I lived in California, but that I wasn't from California.
You blew it for him.
Oh, shit. No, that I... Oh. Sorry.
You clearly live with me. So, now you know where I'm from, Jack. Sorry. Rachel spoiled your guessing game.
Sorry.
It was unintentional.
Very unintentional. I'm kind of an airhead like that sometimes.
It was both unintentional and unforeseen. So I'm not just making a Kantian defense here. Yeah, so sorry. I feel sorry for Rachel now.
What?
You were going to guess Vermont or Ohio because you feel bad for messing up the game.
Because, like, it's fun to guess. Vermont or Ohio, really?
Well, maybe you just need to listen to a little bit more of my stream. Because I think I do kind of have, like, sometimes kind of a California way of talking.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, seriously, though, it's like, I do kind of talk like this. Yeah, I was born in California. Spent my whole life here. Still in California. We're right near Yosemite, which, if you aren't familiar with it, is the rock climbing place. People go there to climb the large rocks that they have there. It's a national park. We're very close to that. We're also very close to Sierra National Forest. It means we are in California's Sierra Nevada mountain range. That's how you say it in Spanish. Go pick up a hollow plug. What's a hollow plug? Cool, you're in Arkansas. I had a nice time in Arkansas. Here's what I experienced in Arkansas. A motel. They asked me if I wanted a smoking or non-smoking room.
Wow.
I was like, what? I can have a smoking room? Arkansas, you're so cool. That's my takeaway from Arkansas. I didn't spend much time in Arkansas, but I did spend one night there in that motel.
How do you pop out the chat?
Pop out the chat. Pop out the chat. Come on, everybody. Let's pop out the chat. Top that. Top that. I can't top that. Top that. I've never seen that movie, but I feel like I know that anyway somehow in my heart. I know it from just having seen the visuals of it and hearing that guy say,
Top that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here you go, top that.
Are you keyboard too?
Yes, you can.
Thank you.
Top that. Top that. There's the keyboard. Top that. Ruben said boof eggnog. If you want to boof your silly eggnog, pour it in your butt. Santa comes and says, oh no, my God, what are you doing with that festive eggnog now? Clickety clack, atop that, atop that.
Wait.
Oh, if you want to have it in the same window,
Yeah.
what you need to do is, I'll do it here. You just got to pull this out and make it its own window, and then make it a little smaller. Like, yeah.
Oh, I
Oops.
see.
And then we just meow it over here. And then we'll meow this, and we'll meow it over here.
Cool.
And then we'll meow it like that, and meow it like this. We got a pit and pit and pit and pit. This is still too big. Get rid of this one. This needs to be a little bit smaller. And then we'll move this over here and stretch it out like meow.
Thank you. I wouldn't have been able to do that without you.
There. Whew. That was a lot of leaning over.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to take a look at this here. It's basically whether you identify as these words. Rachel's going to read it, and I'll tell her 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. Non-empathetic.
3.
Moody.
3.
Metaphorical.
2.
Attention-loving.
4.
Self-first.
4.
Touchy-feely.
1.
No worries.
3.
Unsympathetic.
3.
Affirming.
3.
Cool-headed.
3.
Novel.
5.
Outgoing.
3.
Solitary.
2.
Loving.
5.
Reserved.
2.
Random.
2.
Wizardly.
5.
I would agree. Selfless.
1.
Theoretical.
5.
Super helpful.
1.
Timid.
1.
Researcher.
3.
Relaxed.
3. 4.
Figurative.
2.
Irritable.
3, I guess.
Yeah. Unapologetic.
4. I'm very apologetic when I have good reason to apologize, but I don't have good reason to apologize very often, so I'm going to say 4.
Yeah, I would say 4. Very accurate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Stressed.
3. Maybe 2.
Unstructured.
4.
Temperamental.
4.
Organized.
2. 1. 1.
I would say 2, but
2. Put 2.
very inaccurate.
Yeah.
I mean, worrying.
I put a 2.
Talkative.
5, I guess.
Rescuing.
See, I'm not. It's like I am talkative in this capacity where I'm doing all the talking. I'm not necessarily talkative like in a capacity where I'm talking to another person live because I'm much more attending in that instance to social dynamics. So maybe put. What do you think?
I think 5.
Okay, that's fine. Rescuing. 2.
Self-absorbed.
4.
Others first.
1.
Selfish.
5. 4.
I say 4.
4. Okay.
Shy.
1. The most 2. Not 1. I'm not shy at all. Even when I'm quiet, I'm not shy at all. 1.
1, yeah. Messy.
2, 3, 2, 3, 3.
Inventor.
I mean, 3.
Patient.
1.
Social.
What do you think? 3 or 4?
I'd say 3.
Okay, I put 3.
Maybe 4.
I put 4.
You live stream a lot. That's
Yeah.
very social. Ultra sympathetic.
1.
Careless.
3.
Brainiac.
I guess 5.
Planner.
Either 1 or 2. What do you
I think
think?
2.
2. Okay.
Ultra trusting.
I put 2, 3. What do you think? I think it's 2. As soon as it says ultra, I'm gonna put 2.
Yeah. Scientific.
4.
Clean.
3. Not dirty, really.
Ultra compassionate.
1. And they're gonna put no, you missed it. Right, that's the wrong one.
Oops.
They're gonna put an ultra in it. I mean,
I know.
quiet 1, expert. In some things, 5, I guess. Orderly 2.
Possessive.
Well, just with you, 4, I guess, with you. But I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
If it's just with me, I would say it's more 3.
I put 3 because I'm more possessive of you than anybody
Yeah,
else. So I
but-
put 3.
Yeah, it's just one person, so
Right.
I mean, what do you think?
Well, I mean, possessive could mean like, don't touch my guitar. That's my guitar.
Yeah, I don't think you're very much like
So I
that.
just put 3 as well.
Yeah. Calm.
2.
Tactile.
I mean, do you think that's right for calm, or do you think it's 3?
Oh, 3.
You think I'm 3 calm?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tactile. 1.
Codependent.
3.
Yeah. Pleaser.
3. 2. 3.
2.
2. Okay.
I don't know,
Self-revealing.
Maybe 3.
Self-revealing is 5. I say it's 3. I probably more was pleaser than I appear.
Yeah, I think so too. Prepared.
2.
Super kind.
1. Submit results. Let's find out what it says.
You're an SLUEI.
I'm a slewy. That's what it says.
And your primary type is egocentric.
I'm an egocentric slewy. Fantastic. Prone to addiction, often late. Does not think things work out for the best. I'm not often late. I do think things work out for the best. Impatient, discontent. These days a little bit because of my negative self-talk stuff maybe. But I'm not normally negative. Opinionated, well, I'm not opinionated, I'm correct. Actually, not thinking, that's not really true.
No, you think a lot.
Preoccupied with self, not really. Usually frustrated, not usually. But when I'm, in certain modes, if I'm hungry, if I haven't slept, or I'm on certain drugs, I get easily frustrated. Not that interested in others, true. Act at the expense of others, no. This is totally wrong. Becomes aggressive when they feel hurt. Becomes aggressive when they feel hurt. Absolutely not. aggression is specific to like violence and stuff. What I do is correct people sternly, if in fact they need to be sternly corrected, and not in other contexts. Acts wild and crazy. Do not. Frustrated and angry when people don't live up to expectations. Well, angry if it's appropriate to be angry because they're in the wrong and I had reason to expect things. Slow to forgive, not true. Takes charge, sometimes. Does not behave in a way that's acceptable to society, not true. Pessimistic, not true. Agnostic, atheistic tendencies, not the case with me. Not usually heavy. Not true in my normal state of being.
That's so weird.
Not calm in a crisis. That's absolutely not the case.
No.
Even when the shit's flying, I'm more calm than in other contexts sometimes.
Yeah.
Does not accomplish work on time. Well, that's true. Spontaneous. I am kind of spontaneous. Not on good terms with everybody. Well, who is? Demanding. I'm not demanding. Misbehaved. I don't misbehave. Improper. You might call me improper, I guess. Avoid responsibilities. True. Not willing to let things rest. What does that mean? I'm like that. Acts out frustrations on others every once in a while. Has a need to maintain high levels of excitement. Probably true. Often bored while working. True. Rarely prepared. Sometimes. It depends on. It's hard to gauge that because I don't have to prepare for things very much. Ask questions nobody else does. That's true. Hard to reason with. I'm very easy to reason with. Likes to be the center of attention to some extent. Acts without planning, less so than maybe I once did. Acts without planning, no, I tend to be more stuck in a state of inaction, like crippled by being unable to act because I feel the need to have a more clear understanding of all the elements of the thing before I can make an order of operations. Because in other words, TE needs to know more or something like that. Retaliatory, not really true. Ask many questions, yes. Well, when appropriate. Quick to correct others, yes. More pleasure seeking than responsible, possibly true. Not hardworking. I mean, historically, that's not been the case. I worked hard my whole life until the end of autonomy debate. I was working full time or more for all that time.
What?
So this is totally wrong on me.
Right. Yeah, it's not right with you.
It's portraying me as an out of control ESFP or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know why. We're pessimistic.
Wait, let me look at that. So, extroversion 78, orderliness 42, emotional stability 50. I'm very emotionally stable. I'm probably interpreting those questions differently than I mean them. Accommodation. I'm not accommodating. That's true, 20%. Inquisitive. I mean, am I inquisitive? Well, that notion doesn't account for the fact that one's relationship with questioning evolves over time.
I think you're pretty inquisitive. Like, whenever we have guests over, like you ask questions. Like when Zandy and her boyfriend were here, like once you found out like about them, you had like questions.
That's funny. I didn't think of inquisitiveness as looking at something like that. I was thinking the extent to which I have answered significant questions and the extent to which significant questions still remain unanswered. So when I was young, most significant questions remained unanswered. And so I was inquisitive to answer those questions. At this point, I spend most of my time explaining what the answer is because I've attained most of the answers.
Yeah.
And that's just understanding that an individual's relationship with correctness, if driven correctly the whole way by the right process, eventually becomes less and less inquisitive about those kinds of questions because they've answered them already.
I'm going to post the quiz.
It's called these words correlate with these other words test.
Yeah.
Which is fine. The thing Rachel read about herself was quite accurate across
Yeah.
board. There's like two things.
Yeah. Even though I didn't love everything it said about me, it was true.
Well, we should remember that introvert thinking is a get function. So its natural modality is to ask questions. It's getting information. In other words, it's saying, oh, you've given me a piece of a hole out here. Now I need to ask questions to see if what you're telling me validates subjectively only for you or objectively for everyone. In other words, I'm trying to determine if your words treated as conveying meaning rather than expressing yourself, if they hold up to scrutiny. The thing is, your position on your words, etc., is subjective in a way that my position isn't, because if I'm scrutinizing the data I have available, we can always have multiple other people independently scrutinize the same data and draw conclusions about it. So, whereas what you're saying,
SLOAI.
you may provide the only data available about a lot of things that qualify as subjective data, things you've done, your memories, whatever, your feelings, etc. And accordingly, when you provide data about yourself, whether or not that's accurate is going to depend a lot on whether or not you're paying attention with subjective knowledge and deliberation functions and or objective knowledge and or deliberation functions. Rachel and I were talking about this in the car. It's like NE doesn't naturally go with TE because they're both kind of competing forms of action or frames under which action is taken. TE says action is always taken under the frame of what you're trying to accomplish, whereas NE is taken under the frame of ideation. Like you are accomplishing something simply by ideating. But extroverted intuition is absolutely unnecessary and often gets in the way of TE, and only the purpose it can serve is to anticipate possible things that might go wrong. And so, accordingly, you can get NE together with TE in like an ESTJ, ISTJ, but they don't naturally go together. Similarly, NE naturally goes with TI, not with FI, because NE is communicative fundamentally, and communication is about producing data that other people can access independently of you, and therefore you're best served when the natural objectivity of communicated things is paired with the objectivity of a disinterested calculus.
Do you find it true for you? I mean, this is so positive. It's so positive. What SLOAI, what KE got. Open, organized, asks lots of questions, outgoing, prone to panic, easily hurt, narcissistic. Okay, that's not. But detail oriented, concerned about others, the first to act, believes.
Children need firm discipline. Finishes most things they start, comfortable around others, upset by the misfortunes of strangers, socially skilled, compliments others frequently, interested in people, busy, interested in the. It's just like as I'm reading these things, I find myself annoyed because it's like these are all a bunch of things. Many of them are things that either you can't really meaningfully measure, right? And again, this is just saying you self-identify as these words, therefore you probably also self-identify as these other words because these other words correlate.
So, KE, I always saw you as an electrician.
You know what I always saw her as? a uh, a woman who wants to get pregnant and have kids and support the patriarchy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I
Ooh,
was like, you're a real warrior for the patriarchy.
Eric is definitely a child care worker. And a pediatric nurse. Let's get mine.
Sweet. I'm joking, KE, because you're not like that, actually. You're actually like, I'm a woman and these fucking guys need to listen to me more, but they don't because I'm just a girl. You know what I'm saying, KE? So accordingly, I thought I'd be ironic, like Alanis Morissette.
I'm basically mellow yellow. Like, this is what it says about me. Uncompetitive, unadventurous, level emotions, not bothered by disorder, not spontaneous, dislikes the spotlight, does not like to display anger, backs down when threatened, risk averse, unambitious, disorganized, messy, unconcerned with privilege / impressiveness, not detail oriented, not manipulative, slow to acquire skills, patient, not relationship obsessed, not aggressive, not wild and crazy, not physically affectionate with most people, underachiever, easily deterred, no interest in leadership, inattentive to the social hierarchy, not superficial, independent, not self-absorbed, does not look for hidden meaning in things, modest, can be easily deterred, patient. It already said patient. I think it says patient like 3 times. Embarrassed by praise, tolerant, not guided by moods, not very inquisitive, not easily frustrated, not prone to jealousy, easily confused, forgiving, not punctual, easy to satisfy, rarely prepared, private, avoids crowds, attached to conventional ways, not interested in science, slow to judge others, not open to conventional ways, not interested in science, slow to judge others. I already read that. Not open to about feelings, not prone to addiction, positive, patient, not interested in abstract ideas, feels ordinary, willing to try new things, not materialistic. What'd you get, Ruben? Or did you take it? It says I should be. These are such funny careers. It says for favored careers for my personality type: animal trainer, construction worker, zookeeper, firefighter, tattoo artist, race car driver. Like what? Mechanic, guitarist, preschool teacher. I could see that. Police officer. Like no way. Graphic designer. I mean, I don't know about that. I'm creative, but I'm not that good. Child care worker, yeah, maybe. Soldier, no way. Military employee, no way. Carpenter, no way. Truck driver, no way. Cook, no way. Auto mechanic, no way. Computer animator, I would have to go to school for that. Construction manager, video game designer, wildlife biologist, photographer, pilot, horse trainer, paramedic, special education teacher, technician mechanic, veterinarian, veterinary tech, maybe, forest ranger, bounty hunter, mercenary, cashier. I've been a cashier before and I didn't like it. Animator, nurse, illustrator, career in art education. I went to school for that and I changed my major because it was really critical. Electrician. So with KE, it says that I should be an electrician. You shouldn't be, but I should be. Body piercer. special education worker, music performer, plumber, elementary education teacher. I could see that. Chef, social services worker. I went to school for that too. Kindergarten teacher. I could see that. Baker, bartender, artist. Thanks, KE. I feel like it's like I feel mixed about it, you know? I don't really like some of these careers. I don't know what, but what disfavored careers. Mm. Monk on D&D, basically. Yeah, basically KE. And an electrician. Or pilot, forget that. I'd never be a pilot. I don't like planes. Yeah, I guess.
Who is this Allahu Akbar guy? He is basically the tagger of live stream. Whoever he is, Allahu Akbar, shut the hell up. We don't care about your. I'm going to come here and political spam. So just, you know.
Remove it?
If you got. No, don't remove it. I'm going to just continue on a little bit. If you want free Palestine so much, stop being on the internet and go to Palestine and take them on your back on a piggyback ride and carry them to freedom.
I used to think that I could be a good car racer because I'm a good driver.
What does an INFJ get chastised for even when they do it proficiently? I mean, it depends on who's doing the chastising, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would get chastised if someone asked me for a prediction and I'm wrong.
But the thing is, if you're saying, what's the situation when an INFJ does something that the majority of people would chastise them for, but they do it well, that doesn't really happen. Like most people who aren't being toxic in some way are not going to chastise an INFJ for doing something well.
No, they're most likely to not get recognized at all, even for if it was done well.
Right, like I might get into conflict with people because I'm doing something well and they want to adulterate what I'm doing well because they want to have some of their stupid idea in it or something like that. Like Jeffrey's mom comes to mind, right? But I don't think INFJ is going to say, yeah, they're going to be overlooked and or they'll be liked but underestimated, things like that.
Yeah.
I think Rachel is often underestimated by people because she doesn't go through life saying with a sandwich board around her saying, this is who I am.
No, I kind of let people.
Right. That's the INFJ way. INFJs say things like Corey once said to me, he's like, oh, I don't tell people about this thing about me that looks real good because it's so much more effective when they find it themselves later and realize they've been underestimating me.
Wow.
That's
I'm more modest than that.
Well, you're a 3 Enneagram for one thing. I think he is.
Yeah, he definitely is. That's why Enneagram I give credit to because it shows like the differences between types, like the affect.
Yeah. Well, I also think that because your conflict avoidant is a 9, you are more highly aware and influenced by the realities that displaying success or hey, look at me or aren't I cool also invites hateriness that you want to avoid. You know?
Yeah, I do want to avoid that. I don't like that.
I think a 1 would say, well, if I do it well enough, then the amount of haters are going to be and it's gonna be small.
Mitigated, yeah.
Yeah, like yeah. And especially like the way Corey's approach, where I'm not gonna tell anybody about it, but let them find out later. Then that also mitigates it because well, he's really cool, but he doesn't show off at all.
Yeah.
It's like quiet flex.
That is quiet flex.
It's a term I got from Delilah. Quiet
oh yeah,
flex.
quiet flex when that guy was happy.
The watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got RCOEI. I want to read what that is. Can we read what Diamine's type is?
Right, KE, but some people are much more likely to have a deft hand in shaping their own image than, and some people are much more likely to be ham-fisted in shaping their own image.
Can we read RCOEI, what a diamond is?
Yeah, sorry to take things away from you before you done with
It's
them.
okay.
What's it called? RCOIE? This one you say? No, wait. Diamonds?
Yeah, diamond is RCOEI.
RCOEI. RCOEN.
I like your type, KE. It's very warm. Oh, there it is. It's above SCOEI.
SCOEI.
No, that's wrong. It's yeah.
I see. Withdrawn, not wild and crazy, private, loner, not relationship obsessed, not swayed by emotions, insensitive to the needs of others, unhelpful, interested in intellectual pursuits, avoidant, does not put the needs of others ahead of them of the self, thinks before acting, very scientific, not upset at the misfortune of strangers, avoids small talk, values solitude, private, does not get worked up about most things, fearless, unaffected by the suffering of others, calm in crisis. It's a lot to read. Not easily excited, won't do much to avoid rejection, not known for generosity, not easily confused, cold, not prone to complaining. There's generosity? What? Oh, complimenting others. I see. Not prone to complimenting others. Generosity. Not easily confused, cold, not prone to complimenting others, dislikes most people, but tries to get along to minimize hostility. Hard to get to know, more dominant than submissive, not easily hurt, driven by reason, influenced more by self than others, rarely worried, hard to impress, not that interested in relationships, hard to influence, not concerned about failing when trying something new, self confident, knows why they do things, not easily moved to tears, not prone to jealousy, not guided by moods. Hi, Gamer. Merry Christmas Eve to you as well. For those of you who don't know, Christmas.
I don't think you're a narcissist, KE.
Christmas started off as a midwinter sale at a local manger store in Bethlehem. Because back in the days, most children weren't born in the winter just due to people saying, let's not have a baby then. Let's get you pregnant, let's say in August, so we're more towards spring, maybe September, summer. So anyway, the manger store would always see a drop in sales. But there was this one lady who was pregnant, and she's pregnant in the winter, and she's going to have her baby in December at some point. So they said, look, lady, we'll give you a free manger. We're going to give you a crib. We're going to give you a donkey, some hay bales and stuff. Just put these signs up outside that say, manger sponsored by Steve's Manger Store. So this lady who was pregnant said, okay, we'll do that. They put up a manger. And then the next day, which was Christmas Eve, some people came by. Some wise men, the Prophet Muhammad came by to acknowledge the divinity of Christ. The Jews came by to acknowledge that their Old Testament God, wrathful ESTJ that he was, had been replaced by a more intuitive God, or, had been mitigated by the addition of his son, who's also, way more intuitive than old God. And the Jews said, "You were right about that." Then the Buddhist came by and said, "What's going on?" And then Buddha showed up and he's like, "Well, I'm converting to Christianity." And then the Hindus came around and they had with them some pagan deities, like some elephants with many arms. And Jesus raised his holy hands and they shot lasers at all of the Hindu gods and burned them up. Oh, you took the political orientation and personality type test. And, then all the atheists came around and Jesus said, "You're fine. Go back about your business. I don't care." And the agnostics came around and he said, "Boy, you are a wishy-washy bunch, aren't you? Don't you get it? You're not affirming anything or negating anything. You're just affirming the fact that you prefer to leave the question unanswered. So just stay out of the argument then." That's what he told the agnostics. And, then the Mormons came by and said, "But can you come out to Utah later on?" And he said, "No, Mormons, get the fuck out of here." And then Jehovah's Witnesses came by and Jesus said, "Listen, none of you now or forevermore will ever be anointed. So just get your heads out of your asses." And let's see who else came by when Jesus was born. Scientology came by. And he struck them all dead with lightning. He said, "I may not be wrathful, I may be forgiving and everything on Jesus, but not with you fucks." Ro, you believe in the Holy Trinity? I mean, yeah, God, Jesus, Holy Ghost. God is Old Testament wrathful God. Jesus is New Testament forgiving God. And the Holy Ghost is the divinity of, I guess you'd say, the hand of God moving in the world. It has to move subtly, obviously, because it can't interfere with free will. So they have a separate guy just to do that. It's called the Holy Ghost. He's not really a ghost, okay? Because he was never alive to begin with. But he has all the powers of a ghost. He can walk through walls. He can say, he'll come around and go, "Whoa." But it's other ghosts that are imitating him. He's not imitating the ghosts, obviously. Eric, when will the rapture occur? Might be April, Friday 13th, April 2029. When Apophis, the asteroid Apophis, we've all been assured many times now that it's not going to strike the Earth, that the astronomers are 100% sure of that. But do you know how close it's going to pass to the Earth according to the astronomers? 19,000 miles. Now, we regularly see news reports say, "Oh, a near Earth passing of an asteroid will come on Thursday." Astronomers are excited by it. It'll be a mere 5 million miles from Earth. Apophis will be 19,000 miles from Earth. That is not very far, okay? I'm not a Bible guy, really. I have read plenty parts of the Bible, but I don't see it as having much to do with Christianity. Christianity is a clear set of concrete concepts that link together, such as the idea of the Trinity, and most importantly, the idea that justice is the highest value, forgiveness is the highest virtue, and that consistency with God's will, quote unquote, includes both not sinning, aka not failing to uphold justice, and being good, aka so at least some of the time, upholding things that are consistent with virtue, as understood as in its most paramount form as forgiveness. So if you if somebody owes you money and you forgive that debt, that's virtue. If you if somebody steals your car and you get it back and they go to jail, that's justice. You know the God Emperor of mankind who goes by Big E? I've never heard of that. No, I'm not the leader of Cuba. You can be very much assured that if I was in charge of Cuba, it wouldn't be riddled with such policy but fuckery and horrible ideologically driven, centralized control of economic matters, which is it's an oxymoron, right? You can't have centralized economic decisions because they aren't really economic decisions. Economic decisions are things that individual parties and agents do for their own financial gain. I look like Fidel Castro. I don't, but that's fine. I do have a beard. Fidel Castro also had a beard. Mao Zedong was a man. I'm also a man, but I don't look like Mao Zedong either. So it's important to make note of more than just one feature when making a comparison like that. Otherwise, people are just going to say, oh, he thinks everyone with a beard looks like Fidel Castro. I actually look exactly like Mikhail Baryshnikov, famous ballet dancer. I look like Mikhail Baryshnikov and Gregory Hines had a kid, and his name was me.
That's what I could hear you saying in Love is Blind in the pods.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be a great, what celebrity or famous person would you say that you look like? And you say Mikhail.
I look like a cross between Mikhail Baryshnikov and Gregory Hines.
That's a great answer.
I don't know what the person would be imagining in that case. I have had a Cuban cigar before, and it was good, but I don't like cigars. So even the best cigar, I may kind of be able to recognize, like, wow, this is really good for a cigar, but I still would prefer to just smoke a cigarette. I don't like cigars.
I don't like the smell of good cigars, really.
Yeah, the thing that smells best is pipe tobacco. My dad's friend Brian Tasker used to smoke a pipe, and back in the day, we'd go out to breakfast with Tasker, my dad, me, and Brian Tasker at what turned into the Coco's down there in Arcadia, and then changed it to a Chinese restaurant eventually. It had been a Bob's Big Boy. We'd go down there for breakfast, and Brian Tasker would sit there at the restaurant table smoking his pipe because it was back in the day, like in the 70s or early 80s. What a heavy burden God has laid on mankind. I've seen all the things that are done under the sun. All of them are meaningless. They're chasing after the wind. Well, I mean, look. Just because one's life is finite, comprising experiences that have significance for an individual mostly and are forgotten in history almost immediately, swallowed up by the realities of humankind. And just because we can understand ourselves as tiny, insignificant matters against the backdrop of 4 billion year old planet that has seen countless generations of humans, and almost none of them are remembered at all. It's easy to frame it like that and go, nothing we do has significance. But what's interesting it's interesting that it would say that in the Bible because, of course, we know that Christianity is first and foremost an assertion that not only is there significance, but that our actions are very often significant. That when we sin, it matters. It's wrong. That when we engage in virtue, it matters. It's a good thing to do. But that also that virtue won't get you into heaven. And sin might keep you out of it. The idea that, however, by embracing the idea that God's will is the ideal course of action, and seeking forgiveness for our missteps, then one is forgiven. So these are the core tenets of Christianity. The idea that you can have those core tenets be compatible with the idea that everything's meaningless is just completely fucking stupid. So that's why I don't fetishize the Bible. There's an age ceiling for YouTube. Yeah, once I turn 55, they say, sorry, you're stinking up YouTube with your old people smell. Get out of here, Baldy. There's no age ceiling. Silly. Virtues won't get you to heaven. Sins might get you to hell. But faith is, the way, right? One is forgiven and presumably earns entrance to the kingdom of heaven via faith, not works. It's easier to break people's assertions of God and religion than it is to affirm my own. Well, I affirm my own all the time. How would you describe a polar function? I'd say it's like this. Pretend you have a particular kind of deafness that cannot hear fire engine sirens. Your hearing of other things is fine, but you can't hear sirens. But you grow up in society, and as you're walking down the street with people, sometimes the fire engine drives by with the sirens on and it's so loud that some people go like this. No one's trying to insult you. Nobody's trying to insult you. The people you're with go like this because it's so loud. And they go, that's so loud. And so you never really got it as there's a sound because you can't hear that sound. So you did, however, recognize the correlation between fire engines and people putting their fingers in their ears. So when you see a fire engine go by, you put your fingers in your ears. You may even say, that's so loud, because you think it's just something people say when fire engines drive by. So accordingly, another party you might go a long time and somebody else might have no idea that you don't hear fire engine sirens because you're giving all the cues that you do, but for a totally different reason. So this is what a polar function is like. I will hear, let's say I didn't know I was FI-polar, didn't know about cognitive functions and stuff. Somebody, I might say, oh, I feel sad about that when I don't feel anything at all because I've heard that, in similar contexts in the past, people say, I feel sad about that. So I just think that's something people say when that happens. I don't get that it references an actual physical feeling experience, a emotional feeling physicality. Right? So a polar is that. It's the area in which you're going to do something like putting your fingers in your ears when a fire engine drives by. Like talking about feelings without getting that it's referencing something specific. Because you understand how words about feelings enter into a conversation. It's also the case like FI-polar for me, I might be very animated and expressive and purportedly, expressive emotionally when arguing a point, when explaining something, whatever. And people will think like, oh, it seems like you really care about that. And I'm like, I say, well, no, I mean, I care about being correct and I care about whatever, but I don't care about the specific thing that I was arguing about so passionately. And it'll confuse me because there's an understanding that I don't have, right? They see my expressing of emotions as conveying information about the significance of something to me, but that's not what it's doing. It's an expression, it's an example of me expressing passionately because that's the best way for me to express, in my opinion, that time, in that moment. Because I find it like, more engaging than expressing dispassionately. Not necessarily because, in other words, I'm putting on a performance that I want to be good, not necessarily, that doesn't necessarily convey my amount of attachment to the thing that I'm giving my all to arguing. So, like, if I were a defense attorney, I might passionately be arguing for my client's defense and trying to get them off the hook. But because I actually know they're guilty, I might not even care if I succeed. I do care very much that I do the job well, and I care about winning the arguments that I should win and a bunch of other things, but I don't actually care about that guy's outcome because I don't think he's innocent. Well, I'm like that about a lot of things that I argue about. People assume that because I'm insistent that I'm correct about meow, that I'm really attached to being right about meow. But that's not the case. The reason I'm insistent that it's correct is because it is correct, and not because I have to be right or some other subjective reason. All right, let's move on. First kind. For me, for with much wisdom comes much sorrow. The more knowledge, the more grief. Yeah, more money, more trouble. I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one.
Can't even really say that anymore. It's related to Jay-Z.
Oh, really? I mean it in the sense that I have a wonderful woman who's a beautiful wife and fantastic partner in life. So accordingly, bitches don't be my problem, yo. Like that.
They're not. Yeah, you're the opposite of 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one.
If I saw Jay-Z, I'd just tell you, hold my bag, I'm about to get ratchet.
Ooh! Can I tell Beyonce there's a party on your face and about to dance on it?
Yeah. About to dance on it. About to dance on it. There's a party on your face. I'm about to dance on it. If you want to boop your eggnog. Oh. Is that the song that I made? About booping eggnog? Let's find out. If you want to boop your silly eggnog, pour it in your butt. Santa comes and says, oh my God, what are you doing with that festive eggnog now? That really makes me think of Christmas. Fire Crotch, offer you some of the daily wisdom. I will share with you some of the aphorisms of the Firecrotch people, as I, Firecrotch, am keeper of our lore. Among the Firecrotch people, we have a saying: if it's not flammable, don't stick it in your crotch. I think we should all remember that. Well, that's good advice, Firecrotch. So remember that, Rachel. Don't put anything that's not flammable in your crotch. I'll try to do that too. Do I believe in ghosts? No. What?
What about the ghosts of Christmas past?
Yeah, maybe, possibly those ghosts. But the thing is, I'm kind of a little bit wavery on this question because I've heard, for example, one time I typed a nurse who worked in in contexts where patients were dying a lot, maybe hospice or something like that. And she was very much a rationalist in the sense that more like a concretist, she was like ISTJ. She trusted data she could see and touch and corporeal stuff, and she didn't think much of woohoo. But she told stories of like, well, I mean, I've had plenty of things happen that I just could not explain. Like it's fairly common that the moment someone passes, the TV gets, I don't know, it gets all staticky and stuff. And she talked about this one ghost who kept being seen by various people in the hospital. Like, someone who'd never come to the hospital before would come to visit somebody who had just been put in the hospital and then say they want to say to her, like, is anybody looking out for that little girl? Is she missing? Is she lost or whatever? And there wasn't any little girl. It was a ghost. It was a ghost that different people kept seeing and referencing, that not even knowing that, just thinking it was a real person.
So they were all experiencing it, but like not at the same time.
Right, like a succession of instances where people who had no knowledge whatsoever that there was a little girl ghost in this hospital would have an interaction with a little girl, think it was an actual little girl, and when they'd share the details of it, they'd be like, oh, that's that girl again. She doesn't exist. She's a ghost.
Wow.
So I don't know. And the thing is, she was such a credible witness. She wasn't. I was the one who brought it up and was seeking information because I was curious once I found out she was that kind of nurse, And her take on it was, I'm sure there's some explanation for it, but I don't know, it's weird shit. But in other words, I don't waste my time thinking about it too much because I'm an ISTJ and that's not how we roll. I don't need to track Santa using the NORAD website. Last year when he came by, I stuck an air tag on him. So I can follow his path wherever he goes. My children's father had a little girl ghost experience during a Christmas visit stay at the Thomas House Hotel 1 week after Ghost Hunters was there. The ghosts never show up when the Ghost Hunters are there. They don't approve. Just like, deer don't go, hey, there's some deer hunters over there. Let's go walk over and talk to them. No, because after all, the hunters are trying to hunt them. They don't want to talk to the hunters. Paranormal stuff happens. I mean, it does, because paranormal refers to stuff that happens that we don't have any explanation for, that's normal, typical, reproducible, and that we have concepts for, of things that aren't testable, reproducible, or validated, No, it was a typing session. I was typing her, and I asked her when I found out she was a nurse who worked in places where people died a lot. I don't remember the specifics of it, but what kind of nurse she was. But I brought it up. I'm like, oh, you ever see any weird paranormal stuff? Like since you're in a place where people die a lot? She told me with the TVs first. Like, well, one weird thing is that very frequently when people die, the moment they pass, their TV goes all wacky in the room if it's on. I think that's kind of strange. Are you going to grill you and Rachel a nice ribeye and serve it with shrimp? We don't have any shrimp, but I could grill steaks tomorrow for Christmas if you want.
Sure.
Not a bad idea.
It's not.
Putty cat. When their spirit departs, they return to the ground. On that very day, their plans come to nothing. Well, I mean, that's not true. Like, let's say my dad's plans didn't come to nothing, even though he's dead. He planned to protect the estate in a trust and see it passed on to his son and his granddaughter, and he did. And he hoped it would enable them to be taken care of, and it has. And so it's true that plans that he doesn't get to experience the fruition of his plans, but it's not true that they didn't come to fruition. Bigfoot? I've not seen any Bigfoots. Oh, do I believe in Bigfoot? No, I don't really. But uh, Bigfoot is paranormal. The thing that makes something paranormal is that you can't validate it. It continues to grow in its pile of eyewitness testimonies, but there's never any convincing, determinate evidence of the thing. Otherwise, it would be normal, not paranormal. So with Bigfoot, it just, there are too many, I don't know, I have trouble buying it. It's like, I could be convinced, but I want there to be big feet. I just don't think there are.
Aww.
And I'm sorry.
Really? That's so sad.
Yeah, I think there aren't any big feet. But hopefully, the thing is, if they're like ghosts, paranormal, then one imagines that ghosts either do whatever it is they do without any interest or awareness in people. In other words, when that phenomenon occurs, it's random and unrelated to the observer in some regard. Or they're engaging in conscious or otherwise linked behavior that links to people who are still alive, right? In either case, no matter what else we can say about ghosts, we can say that it's not a phenomenon that we can lock down predictable instances enough to run any kind of reproducibility tests. That's what Sasquatches have in common with ghosts, is that there's this quality of we can't pin it down and look at it. We can't pin down ghosts and look at it because even if we had some very convincing footage or something, you can't capture a ghost and put it in a box and study it. Sasquatches have that quality of ghosts. At least heretofore, we cannot capture them, put it in a box and look at it. So accordingly, they have the same kind of reality that ghosts have. Might they have some form of reality? Like, might they be extant in some sense? They'd have to be spirit beings, I think. And some kind of like magical beings. They couldn't just be regular animals.
Yeah, it is a magical being.
Have we ever been to the Awani Hotel in Yosemite? What was the name of the hotel we did go to? We didn't stay at the hotel.
Wawona or something.
Wawona. No, we never been to the Awani then.
I want to. I'd like to for our honeymoon. My parents said that when we go on our honeymoon, they want me to let them know because they'll pay for it.
I don't think that. The question, are ghosts real? Certainly it's the case that some people understand some experiences they have as engagement with a ghost, as they understand that. But the question of, are they real? If you're asking it in a way that means, can we pin it down and study it? Can we put it in a box and study it and actually unveil this hidden information about ghosts? I would say no. If that's what you mean by real. If what you mean by real is, do ghosts play a significant role in some people's life narratives, experiences, and understanding of the way the world works, then yes.
It doesn't look like the Yawani hotel was had filming for The Shining.
So you're saying no, it wasn't?
Mm-mm.
It was not the Awani Hotel.
It was multiple places, but it was not the Awani.
Interesting. I want to listen to the ghost stories, but the void in my stomach is making it impossible. I need to eat something. I should probably eat something too. I had some guava juice that made me feel better, but I need to eat some more food. Ghosts don't succumb to the normal rules of observation, so therefore they don't exist, essentially. Well, in other words, so within a science frame, they don't exist. Because if you're gonna determine the existence of something in a way that can be established and proven, you need to produce an instance of it. Instantiation creates existentiality. In other words, to be existent is to say there exists at least one instance of it. Replenish thyself. I do need to eat something or drink something or something like that. Terrence McKenna, I'm not sure what his deal is.
Why is it too late? It's hard to go to sleep when on an empty stomach.
It's never too late to not starve to death. I'm going to serve myself something, either beverage or food. And then I might start something. Then I got to go to the bathroom.
Okay. I'll go to the bathroom after you.
Okay.
I'm going to take out the major arcana and pull cards for people.
Okay. I can eat one of these pastries.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm gonna take the major arcanas out of this deck and then I'll read them for people who want. Remember, do you think aliens are real? Well, I suspect there probably is. Life on other planets. I believe that illegal aliens here who have children who were born American should not be removed from their family.
You agree with that, but that's not the kind of aliens you're talking about.
I know he's not. I meant to wordplay.
So,
Why does it feel like...
I don't believe that aliens are traveling here in their magic spaceships. That's what I don't believe in.
It would be cool if aliens were real. It'd be cool if Sasquatch was real. Okay. Hopefully I have all of them. I have to count. Who would like a reading? Who would like a tarot reading? Using only the major arcana. Let me see. I just have to make sure that I have all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I thought that there was 21. 22. Oh, I'm missing one because I gave away the devil. But I'm missing one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I wonder which one I'm missing. Damn. Oh, here it is. Good. All right. Now I have all the major arcana. Okay, who wants a reading? Putty Cat, you want a reading? I'll give you one card. And it'll be a major arcana. I'm Pickle Rick. Okay, Putty Cat, you're getting a card. Cool. All right, the man with the great machete, you're next. Okay, Putty Cat. This is your major arcana. Ooh, the lovers. Relationship, attraction, kindred, chemistry, romance, the lovers. Number 6 in the major arcana. The man is looking at the woman, and the woman is looking at what they say is Saint Raphael. Okay, the man with the great machete. It might be a spiritual time for you. You might be thinking about another person. Or just about romance in general. Okay, you're next after the man with the great machete. All right. Man with the great machete, what is your card? Oh, you also got the lovers, and I shuffled this hard. Relationship, attraction, kindred, chemistry, romance, the lovers, number 6. It's a card of Gemini. You might be looking at a chick like, hey, I like what I see over there. And she's like, got her head in the clouds. You're welcome, Putty Cat. Okay, KE is next. And then Diamond. Merry Christmas Eve, Kira. KE. 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 Ooh, the Hermit, number 9. Withdrawn, reflection, wisdom, advice, counsel, repose. You've got your staff and your cloak because you're feeling cozy. And you're staring at it looks like you're staring at the light. kind of like amazed by it. You got the Hermit card, KE, number 9 in the tarot. You're like all cozied up. You've got your walking staff. You look wise. And for some reason, this lamp and the light has you mesmerized. Diamond is next. And are you at home, KE? You could be hermiting out. In your comfy clothes. You got the hermit before? You're not at home? I don't know why you got the hermit then. Are you feeling... It seems like you're not like... You're in a hotel. Do you feel like hunkering down in that hotel? I could pull another card for you after Diamond, if you'd like. A clarifier. Okay, Diamond. I like the Hermit card. Oh, that's weird. Okay, we'll do a clarifier. Okay, Diamond. Ooh, the Magician, number 1. Ambition, driven, focus, sharp, determined, magical, magician. You're like, as above, so below. And these tools that I have by my side will help me get my wishes come true. You're kind of mystical too, because you got the infinity symbol above you. And you're wearing red like power. Okay, we're going to clarify KEs. Why did KE get the Hermit? KE, are you like specifically asking about relationships? Okay, Rob Oliver, you're after KE. Cool, Diamond. Glad to hear. No clarifier? You don't like it? I mean, I consider myself to be a hermit, so. Oh, okay, you're just asking for next year general vibe? Do you want a clarifier? I can definitely do that, and then I'll do the next. Okay, so do you want another clarifier for the hermit? I can see that, Winston's mom. Yes. Okay. Clarifier for KE, and then Rob Oliver. Oh, thank you for letting me know. KE. Okay. Why did KE get the hermit? Why did KE get the hermit? No, never take a twofer. KE. Okay. So you got strength, patience, fortitude, tolerant, humility, calm, kind. Number 8. You're strong, like whatever comes at you, even if it's like as wild and strong as a lion, you could tackle it, you could tame it. You also have the magical symbol of infinity above your head. And it looks like you're going to put this wreath on the lion too, and it's just like loving you, petting. Maybe that's Levi. Well, that means something, KE, if you get those 2 cards all the time. When will I get the Fool? I don't know. We can try to see how many times it takes for you to actually get to the Fool. I have to do Rob Oliver next, though. Yeah, strength means you do have to be strong. But there's like this like slow strength. Okay. Rob Oliver. Rob Oliver, your face is sealed. Oh, I don't even think about where people are from when I do these cards, but your Vedic chart is like that? My Vedic chart changes a lot when I do Vedic charts. Okay, Rob Oliver. Rob Oliver. You got number 7, the Chariot, achievement, passage, roll, evolution, rise. You're going at something. You have goals and you're taking your time because you see these what are they called? What are these guys called? The Egyptian, they're like resting and you're like in command. You're going forward, taking your time. What are these called? Do you know? Sphinxes, yes, they're sphinxes. And they represent both the dark and the light. And it looks like there's like a medical symbol in the middle. It could be that you're like rescuing someone. You've got your gear. You're even prepared. You've got like a tarp over you. You're setting goals and making plans. I don't remember. Let me look it up. I think the sun? I'm not sure. Let me see. What? Zodiac sign is represented by the Chariot. Cancer. The Chariot symbolizes determination, willpower, and moving forward despite obstacles, which aligns with Cancer's tendency to be deeply emotional, yet driven towards achieving their goals. You want a card, Chris Chapin? I'm doing only the major arcana. Cool. Chris Cheapin. Chris Cheapin. You're welcome, Rob Oliver. Merry Christmas to you, Chris Chapin. Yo, Ike, how you doing? Okay, I'll do you after Chris Chapin. Hey, D2. Today feels like Christmas to me. I always liked Christmas Eve. We used to go over to my grandma Lapalosa's. Okay. Chris Chapin. Ooh, the High Priestess, number 2. Intuition, feminine, sense, feel, omen, vibes. You're on your throne and you got a scroll of secrets and this moon at your feet. Might be active at night and your intuition might be heightened right now. Things just come to you in a clear way, like either clairvoyantly, clairaudiently. You might be like thinking about vibes, sussing out the vibes of things and places. How do you order McDonald's? KE. Okay, Ike. Ike is next. I hope it works for you too. Was it expensive again? It's crazy how McDonald's is expensive. Like, okay. Ike. What's Ike's major arcana?
D2, I want to give you a retroactive 2 wonder points for your very helpful researching on my behalf. Thank you for that. It's very helpful.
I'm glad, Chris Chapin. That's good. Or Chris Chapin. I forget. Chris Chapin.
His name is actually Chapin-Chapin.
Okay, Ike. Ooh, you also got number 7, the Chariot. Evolution, roll, rise, achievement, passage. You have some things to tend to. You're taking a slower pace though, because these sphinxes who are driving the chariot are at rest at the moment. But you are locked in and ready to go. And number 7 is a spiritual number. It's also considered a lucky number.
If there's anybody there who's not yet gotten their spirit animal and who wants it, I've just figured I can come give them.
That's a really
animal.
good idea.
I don't know if there's any people who don't yet have a spirit animal determined by the one single true way a spirit animal finding out my way.
You're welcome, Mike. It also might mean that you've been driving around in your car a lot. Like in a literal sense. You got places to go. Okay, so the man with the great machete wants a second card. All right, but this is it, because these are the cards that represent your, like, you as a personality framed in a major arcana. So the man with the great machete. Man with the great machete. Ooh, you got the lovers. Attraction, relation, kindred, chemistry, lovers, romance. Number 6, represented by Gemini. It's like, ooh la la, look at that girl over there. Or that person over there, whoever you roll. And it's like, you're feeling spiritual about it. Yeah, the lovers times 3, it was. Lovers is like a theme of the night. Okay, I'm gonna do one for me. Yeah, love is in the air. It is the, I thought so. I thought you got the lovers before too. That just goes to show it's definitely your card. If it comes out twice. Like that. You've got choices too. It's also a card of choices. Okay. So I'm going to do one for me. What major arcana represents me? Temperance. Number 14, balance, moderation, cohere, merge, alchemy. I do feel like that. This is represented by Sagittarius, which is my moon sign. I do feel very balanced. We went into town, we did a lot of stuff. It was very busy, and now we're at home chilling. Somehow I'm able to pour that water into the other cup and not make a mess. And I have like a doctor's, like my third eye is working well. It's like a doctor, you remember like doctors in the old days would have like a reflective thing on their head? I've got my wings, but they're not white. I'm keeping things balanced, and I'm doing things in moderation. I've been doing things moderation with Adderall. And I've been taking like drinking coffee in moderation, eating sugar in moderation, trying to keep myself healthy since I'm finally feeling better. Yes, it is to shine a light onto other people's throat. Maybe, yeah. It's your birth card? That's cool, the man with the great machete. All right, Eric is next.
I just that's thinking about the fact that the way the world's structured, doctors are just hostage takers. Like they get between you and pharmacology. Pharmacology has the solutions for you, whether it's speed or albuterol or Viagra or Wellbutrin or any of those kind of drugs. And like Dr. Ingram has my Adderall. He kidnapped it, but he gave it back to me. And as long as I pay these periodic payments to him, I can keep my child, right? But if I stop making these periodic payments to him or don't have his approval, then it's basically he gets to come and kidnap my child again, and now I have to make some sort of arrangement with kidnappers to get my child back, right? And the thing is, in this instance, it's like he's got some kind of bargain with these other kidnappers. They're like, hey, don't take all the wealth from this guy yourself. Share the wealth here, you know. Let us kidnap a couple of his children too. That's what it's like. There's absolutely no reason why I need their approval or benefit from their approval or anything or permission. I don't accept that paradigm at all. You know, it's like I know I need albuterol better than any doctor could tell whether I need it or not.
Yeah, it's the truth.
So functionally, they're just a bunch of fucking kidnappers, hostage takers.
I know. I've been in the medical system for way too, or I was in the medical system for like way too long.
Yeah. Too much power, too little accountability. Is that for me?
Yeah, it is.
I'm the star.
You got the star.
2
Number
jugs.
17. Yep. Sing it.
2 jugs, some hair. I want that over there. Now I know that I am a super big star.
This is a good representation of you.
I feel that way right now. I feel like in my flow, feeling my oats, etc.
Yeah. He's radiant, ethereal, divine, inspiration, radiant, holy. This is Eric.
I'm wearing a shirt that says, "Hey, look at me."
Yeah.
I'd like to get that t-shirt, actually. Hey, look at me. No, that's a lady. She's got boobs.
Yeah, it's a lady. He's in touch with his feminine side.
Yeah. That's why whenever I'm topless, I let my long hair cover my nipples.
Mm-hmm.
For modesty's sake.
For modesty's sake.
Mm-hmm.
Here, Landon, you want a card?
Yeah, he does.
You want to know which major arcana represents you?
Thanks.
The star is pretty. Yes.
I'm absolutely.
And he is pretty.
The prettiest princess in all of pretty princess town.
It's true. Hero Lamb. Hero Lamb. Hero Lamb, you got Judgment, number 20, Ascension, Completion, Zenith. It's like you're like keeping tabs on people. It's time for something great happening, and you know it, and other people are like, yay, we're back alive, like we have energy again.
Yeah, Rachel seems to focus her attention on the person she's pulling the card for.
Yeah. So like it is sometimes about judgment of people, like whether you want to interact with them or not. You're shedding light and bringing the horn of judgment with you. I like the judgment cards. Oh no. Oh no. Most calculators say that I'm the emperor number because my life path number is 4. But there's a cool site. Let me get the keyboard. Okay, and let me find it and then I'll link it for you guys. Your personal cards. How do you get out of here? How do you get out of the... Okay. Oh my gosh! Thank you so much, Ike.
Wow.
Aww.
I agree. Thanks to D2 for helping.
Yes.
It's wonderful. And thank you so much, Ike. You're so generous. I appreciate it. It's very kind of you.
That's so kind of you. So yeah, you can find your personal cards there. So like mine, Rachel, and you use your birth name. Christine LaPalosa. Wait, do you use your birth name?
Who, me?
I was saying with this, upon your name and birth date.
Newport Strauss is your name.
January 16th.
You know, in general, I'd be a little wary of those Lapalosas. They don't all seem particularly well.
The Lapalosas were, like, pretty okay.
Oh, I'm talking about your mom and your brother.
Oh, those Lapalosas.
Like, it's kind of a crapshoot when you get a member of the Lapalosa family.
Yeah.
DT says, Dear Eric and Rachel, I just wanted to share I have medical struggles as well and deal with doctors too. Oh, well, I'm glad to hear that you empathize, and I'm sorry to hear that you have to deal with this shit too. You're a type 1 diabetic and a doctor. You're an anesthesiologist, and do you believe it or not, I've been driven to tears dealing with insurance and doctors. Wow, so I guess I'm wrong about my presumption that if Dr. Ingram wanted to get Viagra, he'd just either prescribe it for himself or just ask a doctor friend and receive professional courtesy. Is that not how it works at all, or what?
I'm sorry you had to deal with that too. You have to deal with that, type 1 diabetes.
Which is the worst one, type 1 or type 2?
Yeah, type 1. Like, you have to take your blood sugar and stuff. Yeah, type 1 is, it's like you're born with it.
Oh, so if he were to get Viagra, he might also have to, he might go to some doctor who says, well, you have to, man. I mean, my point is, it seems like the medical profession is actively sidestepping the fundamental spirit of consent, right? I don't want to consent to a bunch of examinations and tests before you give me albuterol. You're not testing for asthma, which the albuterol treats. You're testing for other things to eliminate them before you're willing to give me the thing I already know I need, you know? So obviously, I don't want to consent to those other things, but you're holding the drug I need hostage, right?
Yeah.
That's not actual consent. That's you forcing me to submit to something I don't reasonably consent to.
Thank you, D2. I agree. These are Eric's cards. You got your core cards are the Sun and the Magician.
My growth cards are Wheel of Fortune and the Magician.
Mm-hmm.
My lucky cards are Strength and the Fool.
Yeah.
My desire cards are the Devil and the Lovers. Isn't everybody's desire summed up in the Devil and the Lovers?
My desires are the Chariot and the Tower.
You desire movement and chaos, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And my power cards are the Emperor and the Fool.
Yeah, so you also have 2 Fools.
I do.
So that's extra.
I'm double foolish.
Yeah, you're double foolish.
Well, they might be bound by that here, Len, but you're absolutely right to make the comparison between cops, because there are 3 sort of power disparity arrangements that you want to avoid as much as possible. One is cops, obviously. You can avoid that generally by being not criminal, unless you deal with racist or corrupt cops and shit like that. The second is courts, judges, and prosecutors. You want to avoid those because if even if you're the plaintiff, like you want to avoid civil litigation because that means all reasonable ways of getting the liability accounted for have failed, right? And the third is doctors. You want to avoid them because precisely for the same reason as the other two. There's a fundamental power disparity in the relationship, and when people have the ability to exercise power arbitrarily over you, you end up having that occur to you.
That's nice, D2.
Oh, you know Ike in real life, D2? Do you know him actually?
Yeah,
Like,
do you know, or just through here? Have you guys talked off of here? Oh. So
wow.
so this is Delilah's cards, and she also has a fool twice.
Oh. She's got her desire as a lover. She has a lovers twice too.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, she does have the lovers
She
twice.
doesn't seem very lovers heavy though in reality.
Well, how many boyfriends has she had?
I mean, it'd be fine for it to be lucky for her, but maybe she does want a relationship. I don't know. She's really private about that stuff with me.
Yeah. It seems like she's happy being single right now, but
Her power cards are the Hanged Man. That's a weird thing to have power from, you know.
yeah.
But there is power in waiting for the right moment.
Yeah.
And the Empress, which I guess means being, being in control of her reality.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of imperiousness too. I mean, she is Beta Quadra.
Yeah, and then her growth cards are the Hermit and the High Priestess. So yeah, to the extent that her intuition is better in its fourth slot, half-assery, then that's great. To the extent that it's worse, that's the opposite of growth, ungrowth.
Yeah. Who would like to know their personal tarot cards? Aw, heart eyes from Ike. Aw, I love you too. It's so cute. I would have to know your middle name though, and I don't know if everyone wants to give out that information. I'll leave you guys to it, the link. It's a little different than it takes in your name too. It's pretty cool. And I'm definitely like Judgment and the High Priestess. Those are my personal cards. Here, Land, there are actually certain tests that need to be done through the state. I hate those things. I avoid those things so much. Hmm. What are your guys' personal cards? If you know them, actually. I don't know if it says the name of the card, so you might not know what it means. It does give you, if you scroll down, it does give you a description of what the cards mean and the combinations of the cards. What works for you and what works against you. That's a good. That's good. NI, Winston's mom. Personal cards are just this. They're like what cards are personal to you. They kind of describe you as a person. It's kind of the same as birth cards. It takes your birth into consideration, but it also takes your name into consideration. Of course, Winston's mom. I think that Ike shines shoes for a living. That's why his shoes are always so shiny. Hi, G. The Star and the Lovers. That's a cool combination.
So, Rachel, this morning I texted Leilani to ask her to extend that appointment to 45 minutes if possible. Because I'm going to need the full 45 minutes.
Yeah.
By the time I have that appointment, I'm going to have my whole case bullet pointed out in the order I want it to go. I've been, shuffling through orderings of things.
That's good.
Punk lemon squeeze guitar. Punk guitar lemon squeeze is not punk rock, okay? He's a conventionalist who doesn't quite fit in because he's got half of a lemon for a head. But he wants to be normal. He thinks of himself as normal.
That's so funny, Diamond. Scrooge McDuck made his first penny by shining shoes, so it fits. There you go. I never knew that about Scrooge McDuck.
I find I don't care that much about whether my shoes are shiny.
I was just saying that because, like, Winston's mom was saying that, like, Ike, she imagines Ike as an international dealer, money laundering, owned the company. Kind of true. Kind of true, or is it definitely true and she got you right?
I picture Ike as someone who made a lot of money on crypto and also wins consistently at sports betting because of some deep level analysis he has. That's how I picture Ike. International arms dealer, money launderer.
He could work at McDonald's too.
Apparently, he's an engineer. I think he means a train engineer. So if I asked you to, would you blow the train whistle, Ike? Doot, doot. I had a friend in high school whose dad was a train engineer. And he asked what kind of engineer he was. Everyone can have as many diamonds as they like. Go ahead, help yourself. Each of these diamonds is incredibly valuable. Okay.
Does anyone want to know their spirit animal?
If anybody wants to know their spirit animal, I'll do a couple of spirit animals now. If you haven't had it done at all. I didn't see any lights in the sky, but we don't have a skylight. It'd be cool if Ike were the engineer on the Orient Express train.
Why is that?
Because that would be like the most famous train engineer in the world. Like, if you ask a random person, you can be a train engineer. You have to be a train engineer on a train for 1 month. What train do you pick? Probably, to the extent that there was a most common answer, it would be the Orient Express.
Where does it take you to and from?
It takes you across Asia, basically, from across Siberia to, I think China or something like that, all the way to Europe.
All the way to Europe, wow.
See you later, D2.
Bye, D2. Good night. Merry Christmas Eve.
If nobody wants additional meowings, then if you declare with your mouth Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. All right, cool.
What if like
There are 2 criteria I could meet. It's good to limit your criteria that you have to meet. That's nice.
What if Jesus comes back and it's like he doesn't look anything like we thought he looked like?
He looks kind of like Rick Moranis.
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool. Jesus Jesus is the dead ringer for Rick Moranis.
Yeah.
What if he's actually a lady?
That's what I was thinking too.
Named Jenny.
Yeah.
With a passion for historical dramas.
And like she was like, look, we live in a patriarchal society right now. Just say that I'm a dude. And all the friends were like, are you sure? You do such great things. No. I want my identity to be concealed.
And he comes back and he says, nowadays, he's like, look, I made a mistake. I should never have undermined suffrage movements with my embrace of the patriarchy. I'm sorry, ladies. I wish I had told everybody I was a woman back then.
Yeah.
What if that happened?
That could happen.
Or what if he's, not even a regular human, but instead a member of an extinct race of giants?
That would make sense because then it would like Stonehenge would make sense, because he put him up there. Pyramids would make sense because
they were his barbells. The Great Pyramid. He'd put a pole on, have a pyramid on one end, a pyramid on the other end, and lift it up to work out.
That is like very miracle-like.
Well, I mean, that's just something that happens when you're 700 feet tall.
Wow.
In my understanding of the paradigm of Jesus as a giant, he's 700 feet tall, which is pretty tall.
I want to know Elon's personal cards.
He was 700 feet tall, but he only weighed 185 pounds.
Elon Musk, full name and birthday.
See, I don't know if I really ever embraced the first stage. It's like I didn't exactly question Santa Claus right away early on, but it's also the case that I didn't have a position on his existence or anything. As soon as I started thinking about the question, I immediately felt skeptical about the specifics of what I had been told. Your personal cards are too many?
No, they're...
Well, okay, you know what? Just because you can't handle that much tarot wisdom doesn't mean it ain't wise.
June.
Hey, Marcus Aurelius. How you doing? How's it going? Remember, when in doubt, party.
He's as old as you?
Not quite. No,
yeah, he's born in 71.
A whisper older, though. I'm in April. He's June.
Yeah, a whisper older.
His power cards are the Chariot and the Empress. His desire cards are the Devil and the Lover, same as me. His core cards are the Emperor and the Fool. His lucky cards are the Sun and the Magician. His growth cards are Death and the Emperor.
These cards change. The growth cards change each year.
Oh, do they?
But right now he's like feeling his Emperor oats.
You were born in April too, Marcus Aurelius? You want us to put your name in, Marcus Aurelius, and your birthday, and then we'll...
I have to do, like, I don't know if everyone wants their middle name.
Well, Marcus Aurelius isn't even his actual name.
I know.
Marcus Aurelius. How did Pelosi become wealthy? She actually discovered oil in her backyard.
I'm going to do Nancy Pelosi's first name. a full name. Nancy Pelosi.
She was trying to drive a stake into the heart of a vampire she had buried in the backyard. She drove it too far, and it poked into an oil reserve under her backyard. April 26, 121. I'm pretty sure this probably doesn't do 0121, but it could, I guess.
I'm confused. Nancy Patricia Pelosi. I don't know if that's her like maiden her married name, because it says N.E.E. D'Alessandro.
I'm just put Nancy whatever Pelosi and whatever her birthday is. Pretty Cat says, ladies, please stop asking Santa Claus for the perfect man. I almost got kidnapped 3 times today. Well, you know, that's a fair complaint, Pretty Cat. It really is. One says, Mom, you forgot about when she discovered oil in her backyard. Obviously, you aren't looking at the right Wikipedia articles. Are there men asking for the perfect woman? No, probably not. There are probably lots of men out there going, women suck because they don't like me. And there's lots of men going, I hope I can fuck that bitch. But probably not that many asking for the perfect woman, because that's for the perfect woman, you've got to have access to imperfect women and not be satisfied by that.
She is the Empress twice.
She does. She has a fool twice.
Yeah, right now she has the Fool twice, so she's in her foolish stage right now.
Well, look at this. Her core cards are Death and the Emperor, and she's dead.
She basically is.
Isn't she? Or no?
No, she's
alive?
still alive.
Oh.
But
my bad, Nancy Pelosi. Sorry I buried you before you were dead.
maybe she, like, deads a lot of things.
I think Nancy Pelosi should begin a second career as a stand-up comedian.
That's what she should.
It would really stretch her legs.
Yeah. Challenge. Everyone needs a challenge sometimes.
Put her out of her comfort zone.
Yeah. Donald.
So I was on the Ways and Means Committee, and I said, hey, listen, how many ways are there I can mean this? Enough already. And everyone's like looking at this old lady on stage making policy wonk style jokes. Bill Clinton was hospitalized yesterday.
Oh no.
Oh no, yeah. I wonder if he was hospitalized because they required him to stay overnight in the hospital before they prescribe him albuterol. What style of potato chips does Santa Claus like best? Kringle cut. Oh, Pretty Cat. Pretty Cat. The true answer, what kind of potato chips does Santa Claus like, is trick question. He doesn't like potato chips.
Oh.
He eats cookies instead.
Nancy Pelosi really isn't much older than Trump. Oh, jeez.
Is this Trump's cards?
Mm-hmm.
He's got the Fool twice. He's got the Lover and the Hierophant as lucky cards.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, certainly his role as president is very lucky, because if he had faced up against decent opposition, he wouldn't have been elected.
Yeah, and that conventionalism.
It shows up in the core cards and the lucky cards.
Mm-hmm.
But you get the idea that the guy sitting in the Hierophant chair might be friends with the Emperor. They have a similar chair. They might
they both wear red.
They might shop at the same chair store.
Yeah, they do. This is interesting. The Temperance card, though, for his core card, that's usually like balance.
Well, yeah, in some sense, he probably has a good balance, life work balance.
Yeah, he does.
He seems to keep busy.
He does have a good work-life balance. He definitely desires the world, and being the magician. That's for sure.
Yeah, I do agree with Winston's mom that Newt Gingrich represented the end of bipartisanship, but I would also agree with what I assume Puttycat's position is, which is it was necessary for there to be some kind of line in the sand. We aren't going to get slow boiled with ever more, um, you know, damaging and purposeless tax and spend garbage. So it like the divide was growing in the sense that um, there was a malaise, a creeping malaise about just kind of intuition free bureaucracy growing, and I think there was a legitimate. Uh, I mean, obviously, the contract with America worked well as a rhetorical mechanism because it returned the focus of things to the singular NI reality, right? I mean, I think uh, Turd Blossom, George W.'s guy, what was his name again? He was a much worse kind of nightmare in that kind of area than Newt Gingrich was. Newt Gingrich was a scumbag, of course. He left his wife as soon as she got cancer.
Oh my god.
But that's not about whether or not his contract with America thing. No, not Dick Cheney. His fucking misinformation director. Karl Rove, that's his name. George W. called Karl Rove Turd Blossom.
He's the third. How should I do that? I.
Capital I. Yeah.
And yes, I'm gonna say that Y is a vowel. So William Jefferson Blythe III, Bill Clinton, his cards. He's got the Hermit and the High Priestess. He has the Lovers twice, which is not surprising. Yeah, I was expecting this. I'm like, he's definitely gonna have the Lovers in his personal cards. Hillary Diane Rodham. Hillary. Diane.
Rodham's model.
October 26th, 1947. What's your Vedic astrology rising sign? My rising sign in Vedic is Virgo.
Mrs. Virgo rising. Mrs. Virgo rising. Oh, Jim Morrison. Just stop with your seriousness.
Mojo rising.
Mojo rising. Meow, 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 meow. Doors, go back to being a window. That doesn't block my view as much.
It's in Gemini. Pun Arvasu. My moon sign changes too. It's Scorpio in Vedic. And most of my chart changes. My Mercury is in Sagittarius. My Capricorn sun stays the same. My Venus is in Aquarius and my Mars is in Aquarius.
Everything got all fucked up. My Venus got into my Mars got into my Aquarius. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
I'm not sure if it's LA Woman. Is that LA Woman?
Yeah, I guess it is. Look what I did, Rachel.
Wow. You don't want to show the people?
Well, if you wanted, we could do that, but I mean, the point is, I don't want to disrupt what you're doing on this computer.
Okay.
No, larger. I see. Just like that. Okay.
LA Woman.
So are you done with the cards there or what?
Yeah.
Because if you want to, it doesn't matter to me either way. But if you want to, you can put the camera over here. Even though I'm playing football, you know.
LA Woman.
So in this particular football game, F the eye of whomever's curious, I'll be playing a big game as number 1 USC against number 12 Notre Dame. The year is 2029. It's week 8 in 2029.
Wow.
Yeah. And I don't know if I can beat Notre Dame. I've been doing a good job of improving. It's helped a lot to watch a couple of Megas. And I do think that before long, I'll be able to win games like this pretty consistently. However, it's also the case that right now I don't know if I'm good enough to beat Notre Dame. Can we sing you a Christmas carol? Yes. Oh, Rachel, you're pushing something on the keyboard.
Oh. Sorry.
Can you use the mouse to push no up there? Thanks. All right, here we go. The teams are evenly matched. I'm 91, 91, 92. They're 91, 91, 91.
What Christmas carol should we sing? What's a Christmas carol considered? What's the difference between a Christmas song and a Christmas carol?
I don't think there's any difference between those two things.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly. La, 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 la.
Dawn me now our gay apparel. Yuletide carol. Do you think the gay apparel refers specifically to fanny packs?
Yes.
I think so too. I think the people who go out to deck the halls, before they do that, they all don their fanny packs. All right. I learned about how to kick. I learned a number of different things from
I'm
these
so
videos.
happy for you.
Like, you can't let it get all the way to the top. That's bad.
Oh.
Then it goes all of a sudden way back down really fast. Caroling for the live stream by singing Christmas songs. If we're going to sing Christmas song, Rachel might want to pull up the lyrics in one of these tabs. I don't know all the lyrics to these things.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey!
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh, dashing through the snow. Meow, 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 meow. Over meow, meow, go. Meow, 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 meow. Making meow, meow, meow. Wanting meow, meow, meow. Having meow, 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 and meow, 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 meow.
Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride a one-horse open sleigh.
Or
On
you
the
want to have some serious fun. Why don't you go for a ride in a one-horse open sleigh?
Go! Yeah.
Get down, Notre Dame. Oh, you're running your hurry-up offense. Typical bullshit from Notre Dame. Get out of here with your hurry-up offense. Get out!
Good job.
And you got the first down. Okay. I only have done normal. Fine. I'll attempt to. Ascots and fanny packs. Like, there's a store called Gay Clothes, and all they have is ascots and fanny packs.
Acacia, do you mean like on the 12th day of Christmas my true love gave to me? That one?
12 meow 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 meows.
5 golden rings.
12 meow 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 meows. I think come on out of bounds. What are you even doing there? You know he was out of bounds, you cheater officials.
On the 12th day, on the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree.
On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 3 meow 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 meows and a partridge.
I know, it's
You have
not
to look
easy.
it out. You gotta put the lyrics
I don't
up.
have the keyboard.
Oh, sorry. Here's the keyboard. Here you go, keyboard free.
Thanks. Let's try not to go too crazy with it. Okay. On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me
A partridge in a pear tree. On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the fourth day of Christmas, no, get him! I can't sing Christmas songs while I'm playing football. I can't follow. I can't look at the lyrics and play football. I'm sorry.
Do you want me to just...
You do it. Go ahead. I won't try to join you.
On the 4th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me all 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5 golden rings.
4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
On the 6th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 6 geese laying 5 golden rings.
4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
On the 7th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 7 swans swimming, 6 geese laying
5 golden rings. 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
On the 8th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 8 maids a milking, 7 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5 golden rings.
4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
On the 9th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a milking, 7 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5 golden rings.
4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
On the 10th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 10 lords a leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a milking, 7 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5 golden rings.
4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
On the 11th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 11 pipers piping, 10 lords a leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a milking, 7 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5 golden rings. 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 12 drummers drumming, 11 pipers piping, 10 lords a leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a milking, 7 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5 golden rings. 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
Woo!
I've been singing that song.
It is too long. That song is too long. And as Acacia said, I thought the same thing as it was going along. This is the 99 bottles of beer on the wall of Christmas carols.
It is.
So I had to quit that initial attempt to play this game. I'm going to start over again because I wasn't paying attention during my first defensive series. And then my quarterback fumbled on my offense. And I just said, you know what? Let's start this over.
It's good thinking.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Thanks. What's a good Christmas song?
Well, I think some like 80s rapper should have made a Christmas song goes CHRISTMAS, it's Christmas, see? Then we would be able to sing that one.
What's the one that's like, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas?
Meow, 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 meow. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. I think it's by the Bangles. Is that right?
Yeah, something like that.
Meow, 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 meow.
But I think I'll miss this one this year, something like that. It's kind of anti-Christmas.
The
Waitresses.
The Waitresses, right.
This one's really long too, unnecessarily. What's up with that in Christmas songs?
In the olden days, people had less to do and more patience. What Does Christmas Mean to Me? By Eric Strauss. Christmas is a time of year that comes around every year in December. It is a celebration of Christmas. Every year, Christmas means putting up decorations and putting up a Christmas tree and waiting for Christmas Day to arrive. Children all across the world wake up so excited every Christmas morning to see presents under the tree.
No one likes that look, G.
What do you think about my middle school or like fifth grade level
Really
essay
good,
about,
actually.
about what Christmas means to me?
I really like it.
Yeah, thanks. I worked on it for weeks.
Yeah.
There we go. Take that, Notre Dame. That even is your real name.
Too elite to join a league.
Notre Dame tries to, hide its reality by pronouncing itself Notre Dame, but really it's French. It's all Notre Dame.
Notre Dame, yeah, it is.
Good.
Yeah, nice.
Good. Go,
Yeah!
Touchdown. Touchdown. Eric, do a little dance.
Oh, yeah.
I'm holding a bow and I'm shooting an arrow.
Yeah.
Bang, bang, bang. Gun on each hand.
Pow, 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 pow.
Good job, USC. Good job, Eric.
Good job, Eric.
Oh, I forgot. That's fine. All right, now I gotta stop Notre Dame. I hate playing against teams that run a hurry-up offense. I'll bring you guys over here, let you see some of the hot NCAA action. So while we're playing football, I'm going to explain some of these concepts here. Okay. Partially as a way of explaining them to myself. But this generally is analysis, All right, so in this case, he's got two whiteouts. I should be in 4-3, but I didn't call it playing time. So I'm moving the camera. He's going to pass. That's fine. Not a big deal. So unfortunately, they run hurry up. I'm in 3-4 bear. I can change to other 3-4s like this. I'll run cover 3 sky in this instance. Yeah, good. He's play actioning. I was afraid for a second I'd call that very passy defense on. So nickel over cover 2 man. This is kind of like my default defense, ideally. I'm glad I had a chance to call the defense because now if he runs hurry up, I got the right people on the field. I'd rather be in nickel than 3-4. I'd rather have 4 down linemen and just 2 linebackers. It's just a better personnel formation in general because you take on more of a risk of giving up big passing plays with too many linebackers than you do of giving up big running plays with having too many DBs, in my opinion. They're going to punt. So that's good. I will get the punt, and I'm going to try to run it back as best I can. But you don't normally get too much of a punt return in this game. And now I'm just going to try to run the ball as much as possible, and I'm going to throw the ball periodically so that I don't get too one-dimensional. You get too one-dimensional, you tend to turn the ball over. Get away from me. Big game with that touch pass. You might say, that's a running play, Eric. It looks like it, but it's actually a passing play. So, it's a very reliable passing play. It's hard to mess up. If they don't have good contain on the outside. It's guaranteed to pick up some good yardage. If you want to play NCAA football yourself sometime, make note of these observations because valuable information. Oh, boo! I didn't get it. I lost second and 13. The slip screens work well in this game. In this instance, he's going to the correct side, so I don't need to flip it around. I want him to go to the wide side of the field. And you got to get rid of it fast, though, because you're giving up the... No! Oh, you scoundrel. Well, that Notre Dame defensive player did. I made it a good play, you know. All right, so... Fine, I'll call corner. No, I'll go. That's fine. So now I got a bunch of long routes. We'll see if any of them are open. All right, fine. Well, I'll punt then. You want me to punt? I'll punt. Ah, I missed it. God. It's hard to punt. It's hard to kick field goals. That's just how the kicking game goes, you know. If you want something done, accomplished by the special teams in this game, you gotta practice kicking, you know. Get him. Oh, you son of a bitch. I hate scrambling quarterbacks. Don't scramble on me, you scoundrel. Somebody spy that quarterback. Not too late. Ah! You dirty rats. Cover one, Robert. Let me have you spy. Spy. There. Pew. Now I got a spy on the quarterback, so he's not going to scramble on me. And, you know, putting a spy on the quarterback generally it is effective if you end up with a running play because that guy's got his eyes on the backfield anyway, you know. Notre Dame. Get out of here, Notre Dame. Get out of here. Cover 3 match. In general, I don't love calling zone, but if I'm going to call it, that's just a good one to call. That's not bad. Okay. We're good. I'm in nickel, so let's see if I can find a cover 2. Oh, he hiked the ball. Right? No! That's right. Punt again, Notre Dame. We're going to get your punter a lot of work today. There, let's get rid of that light on the back of the TV. All right, let's go with halfback slam from pistol. It's a nice, straightforward enough running play. It's good to, if you can, you know, pound the ball a bit, it's good to do what you can, even if you only pick up a couple of yards, 3 yards, because it loosens up the defense a bit on passing plays. I like to run the ball anyway. I'm going to call a where's the option? And a different meow option. There it is. Give me the speed option. There we go. Square. Yeah, right. No, get it! No! Oh, good. I got it back. All right, fine. That didn't go well. That could have gone better. Let's be honest. Let's not lie about that. They could have gone a little bit better. Why did I just take the penalty because it's half the distance? I'm never going to get this. I'm never going to make this 3rd and 25 from my own not yard line, which isn't very much, you know. Fake screen wheel. All right, well, maybe they'll bite on the screen. Let's see. How do you throw it away in this game? No, interception. You dirty rat. Flag. Flag. That's defensive holding. This is NCAA. It's not Madden. It's the new 2025 NCAA. Oh, cool. It's against Notre Dame. So it was pass interference. So I got the first down out of that. Wow. That's a gift. It's a gift I didn't deserve. Yeah, I like this game a lot. I used to play it when they had it a long time ago. And then, like, copyright, name, image, likeness conflicts meant they had to cancel the game. But this year, they brought it back for the first time in many years. And I like it enough, and I wanted it enough that I bought a PS5 just to play this game. Get away from me! Oh, you tackly schmackle. Nobody asked you to tackle me. All right, let's see what's going on here. All right, now we'll call this slip screen again. Hope for the best. No, get out of there, Notre Dame defenders. No, I'm not going to punt. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for it from goal line. I'm going to go fullback dive. Just a yard. A short yard, looks like. Oh, no, a full yard, I guess. And the fullback gets the first down. Take that, Notre Dame, you stink pods. You're a bunch of stink pods with your touchdown Jesus. Doesn't even look like Jesus. Two minutes left. Get the 2-minute warning. I'm so glad that college football has 2-minute warning now. I think that's very sensible. There, smash corners. This is good. Hopefully I'm going to hit the running back. But, you know, you do your reads short to long. I'll take that. I'll take that 4 yards. And I'll take this shallow cross as well. I'm going to send the running back. I'm going to put him in pass block. Of course, he didn't understand me. Just listen to me, motherfucker. There, now he got it. No, not that guy, the other guy. Eric, why are you so dumb? Oh, poor decision making by the quarterback. Poor decision making. I was trying to go for that crosser who was wide fucking open. I pushed the wrong button. That drag route, that guy's often open. I just pushed the wrong button. Formation. So he's got a formation of 4 wide. I'm going to go ahead and go nickel cover 2 man. I mean, dime cover 2 man, because that's what's typically called for with 4 wide. You want the right personnel. You want as many DBs out there as possible. But my concern is, of course, he's going to run hurry up, but he didn't in this case. I'm going to run cover 2 man again. It's a good defense in this game. And I'm not too worried about my linebackers not being up to the task of their job. He's throwing the ball right now, obviously. Listen, Notre Dame, you need to start sucking it. All right, so I'm going to go double bracket here. This is a man defense, a man concept out of nickel. And it should provide me a somewhat... Oh, no, I fell down. Try to pick it up. No. What are you doing? I was on the one, then I'm just going to go on goal line. Come on, defense. Meow the meow. Good job meowing it. Fumble! Get it! Oh, he got it. That dirty rat. I'll go 5-3, get a little bit more passy here. I could go. Oh, he's got 4 wide. Fine, I'll go nickel. And I'll go cover 1 hole. Now let's go, defense. You can stop these guys. No! Touchdown, schmuchdown. That's what I'd say about that. The colors look off on your TV. Well, this is the little TV. That's the big TV, right? Which I normally do things on. I brought this TV down here so I could both read the chat and play football concurrently. I've never done this before, but I brought this little TV down. All right, fine. Hey, ow, I dropped it. There. Go ahead and kick your extra point. See if I care. Notre Dame. 7-7. I got 23 seconds left. I got 3 timeouts. Well, I don't really think I'm going to get too ambitious here. Let that go. All right, fine. We'll go. No, I'm really not going to get too ambitious here. Run some running play out of pistol. Something straightforward. Halfback slam. That's fine. Just let the clock run out. I have to kick to him, but I believe in my defense. I also believe in Crystal Light, but that's a secondary issue. You know why I believe in Crystal Light? It's because I believe in me. That's why. It's not really little. At the 4 or 4 minute mark, his voice almost cracks a tiny bit at Chris Chapin. He reaches amazing notes. Like middle C. Jeweled Shillelagh, Shmuled Galele. Notre Dame doesn't deserve any kind of shillelagh. What they deserve is an ass whooping. And I'm the man who's here to give it to them. Unfortunately, I have to kick to them, so it's sick enough. That's good. That's a good kick. Deep out of the end zone. I'm not quite out of the end zone, but yeah. 3 wide. I'll go nickel. Double bracket. Man defense from nickel. This leaves the middle's pretty open to the run, but it's good defense for most other things that he might be running right now, You dirty rat. All right, let's go this one. Cover 2 draw. He's going to throw. Yeah, he's going to run the ball. I made a mistake here. I should have. Yeah, exactly. I shouldn't have called that play. So it goes. That's fine. I can change it this time. This one. I still don't like that 3 down lineman look. I just pick a different look in nickel than this one. It's a slow developing blitz because the linebacker's coming from off the line. 3-3 stack. Ugh. Stop hurrying up. I hate that. Right, give me no time to make decisions. You guys need to knock it off, Notre Dame. Because I don't approve. Yeah. Okay, you got 4 though. I can live with that. Tampa 2. Tampa 2, it has a soft spot in the middle, but usually not that time. You fucking guys need to stop your shit, all right? I'm going to cover your one hole by calling cover one hole. Oh, it's like he sees my guy playing soft there and he's just like, yeah. And then if I were to press him, he's going to throw over the top. But if I go like, yeah, maybe he'll reset to yeah. Here we go. Oh, you son of a bitch. You dirty rat. You need to stop your nonsense. Call Tampa 2 again. Oh, you. Can you just stop, please? Can you just stop with your hurry up? I don't want to use the timeout. You need to accept that you are going to lose. Double mug, double mug, double mug, double mug, double mug. Let's go, guys. Get them. Get them, get them, get them. Oh. Notre Dame. You have a lot of gall. I'd say you're getting pretty uppity here. Guess you're emboldened in the presence of your home crowd. Well, I got some news for you, Notre Dame. I'm coming, and I'm bringing the hammer. Right, I'm going to tie up this game, and then you're going to get all panicky, Notre Dame, because you're going to realize, oh no, we're going to lose. And you're right, you are going to lose. Did they overturn it? Oh, cool, they overturned it. So now I can actually get in a decent formation here for this situation, goal line. And I'm going to go with base goal line defense. Second and goal. So I can still get a turnover or something, I've got good goal line defense with this team. He seems to be able to stop a lot of people, but not this time. Not this time. All right, hurry up with your nonsense, Notre Dame. All right, kick it off to me. Let's go. I'm ready to start moving and shaking. All right. Let's get a single back. Let's see what we got here. 26 duo seems fine. I like to use the coach suggestions sometimes. I just don't think they diversify adequately. I don't want to call play off the weak side, so split T. That's very runny formation. Just no. Come on, Eric. You can do better than that. Good job. Way to hold on to that. I'm impressed. I'm proud. You have just proved why I've given you a scholarship. Because why? Because you earn it. You earn it by making catches like that, tight end. Okay, good. Good job, Eric. Don't forget to give yourself a little credit sometimes. You did a good job, and you deserve a mountain of praise. At least a full mountain of praise, maybe more. Oh, don't throw it to him in that instance. Even if he catches it, you get like 2 yards. That's fine. That's fine. Call the drop play. So I've been passing enough that at least it makes the draw play potentially viable, you know? Not that the draw is necessarily going to work, but okay, we got a good chunk of yards there. Good enough. You want me to pass, huh? You want me to pass? Well, I'm going to Salem Point then. This is, I forget what they call this route, but maybe a dig route or something. It's a pretty good route too for something short underneath. Yes, I'm number one. It's true. It's because obviously I'm number one. I'm still gonna call this Salem pivot. It's this route by number 81 where he comes in, cuts in, and then meows out that I'm probably gonna go to. No, I threw it too much. I did a bad job as a quarterback. My feet weren't set, etc. What yard line am I on? The 40? I'm gonna go for it. Catch it. Good. That's fortunate he caught that. I should have thrown it to the guy at one level deeper. Get away from me. Yeah, that's right. I injured you, Notre Dame player. So go sit down. Go sit down on the bench. You've got a broken spleen. It's going to be 8 to 12 weeks. You have to run the ball again. Okay, fine. I'll throw the ball. You always want me to throw the ball so much. Like you're obsessed with the passing game or something. I don't like to throw the ball that much. Now they're like, well, you have to because otherwise you're going to lose. I got to go for it. Good. I thought that tight end was going to go on the out, but he can't cut back in, but that's fine. He would have been open if he'd gone for the out, and he was open inside anyway. All right, 2nd and goal. I don't like to throw this close to the end zone, but if I have to, fine. I'll try to throw it to the back. Oh, not a touchdown? Come on now. Very well. Very well. I will call the quarterback sneak. Because I like to be sneaky. That's right. I like to be sneaky all night. I like to be sneaky. Okay. Here we go. Sneak my way to a touchdown today. Yes, that's right. It was me. I jumped into the end zone. I'm the quarterback. Now I'm saying, come, look at me. Pay attention. I'm the hero. And you guys don't like me because you are Notre Dame fans, but I don't care because I'm not on your team. That's what he was saying with all that body language. All right, tie game. That means it might be in the hands of my defense. 256, depending on how Notre Dame rolls here. A lot of time left. Could be multiple possessions. Not a great one, but not bad. Get down, you. I'm going to lie on top of you to make sure you do. Double bracket. It's going to be my base defense here. This double bracket man and nickel. Get past him. Tackle his ass. Good job. You didn't get away this time, you scrambly bambly. Trying to run. You're the quarterback. Throw the ball. Oh, I'm gonna run again. Fuck you, Notre Dame quarterback. Nobody wants your garbage in their dumpster. And away we go. Pew. Let's go. Pew. Oh, now you're gonna run the ball, huh? Likely story. Okay. Cover 6 Willie? Fine, I'll call a mixed man zone that's more zone than man, and we'll just have to deal with that. And hopefully it's adequate. And get through him. Good. You're not going anywhere, motherfucker. Punt. Punt it like the punter you are, you punters. You know you want to punt. We're Notre Dame. We love punting so much. Fair catch. Thank you. Why do you dare dislike Notre Dame so much? Because I'm a USC fan. I actually don't dislike Notre Dame that much. I feel like Notre Dame's a team like USC, a snobby team. USC, we don't have any names on our jerseys. I think Notre Dame might be like that too. But I don't like the fact that Notre Dame has an all-time lead, pretty decent lead over USC in the head-to-head matchups. I don't like that at all. So I'm rewriting the future by simulating a USC dynasty like no other. 2nd and 10, huh? Oh. Notre Dame's got a good run defense. Normally I can run against most teams better than this, but fine, you're going to make me throw the ball. I got it. I understand. You want to make me throw the ball. You're going to get what you wish for, but I don't know if you really wish you wished it at the end. I'm going to try to put this guy in pass block. Wait, is that pass block? Yeah, okay. No! Stop throwing interceptions! I am the interception machine. That's why I like to run the ball. You can't throw an interception when you run the ball. Stop jumping up and down, you dumb Notre Dame fans. You think you're all happy, but you're not. It's just a lie you're living. I'm going to go to mid-blitz as my default here. That's kind of aggressive, perhaps. But at least this one, I'm going to have 6 guys getting in there because there's an extra guy. There's no way. It's the fastest blitz I can get in there with. And cover 3 match is fine. This way I won't actually bring those extra guys. Come on, get him, get that motherfucker. You scrambly bambly, you need to knock it the fuck off. No, you son of a bitch. Oh my fucking God. You fucking filthy whores. I am so not happy with you, Notre Dame. You desperately need to suck it. Alright, well, I got enough time left. I got a little bit of time left anyway. Oh, we are going to be headed to overtime, Herb Street. If I don't make this. If something happens, I'm just going to quit before I can lose. Notre Dame. Go back to France and be a cathedral. Or at least live in Quebec where your Frenchiness will be celebrated with haughtiness and croissants. Because frankly, I don't need it, Notre Dame. Like, pick a nation. Are you French? Are you Irish? What? All right, 39 seconds. I'll start with smash corners. I'm going to hot route triangle to go to a deep cross. Okay, and then I'll hot route square to go to a bang B. What's that? Yeah, there we go. Hold on to it, motherfucker. We're trying to win the game here. What are you doing? What's it called? Wheel? Fine, streak. Good. No! Oh, you fucking whores. Unbelievable. You cheating whores. Anyway, as you could tell, maybe Notre Dame cheated, not unexpectedly, to win. That happens. You know, they're a bunch of big cheaters. So we already knew that. We already all understood that Notre Dame is a bunch of big cheaters. So something we have to live with now. The cheatiness of Notre Dame. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a save point and I'm going to advance and simulate to the next week. If I lose the game, I might even be fine with that. Even if I simulate a loss, you know. Okay. Ideally, I might go over to the other house here this evening and get a little work done on the tarping. I need to tarp the rest of the house. I bought a bunch of drop cloths. Not tarps, per se, the drop cloths. I don't know what your feelings are about drop cloths, especially when they're made out of plastic. There's no cloth involved at all. I see it all as a big scam, a big lie. No, I don't want that one. Dumbass Eric. Push the right button at the right moment, and you too can, you know, not fuck up occasionally. There, that one. I wonder if there's a football game on today, actually. Let me see. Where's the miggity mouse? Let's see what's going on. Espen says, oh, there it is. It's USF versus San Jose State. That's kind of cool. I could watch that game. Something tells me I'm into eating cheese. All right, let's do this. Let's watch this football game here. Oh, is this a replay or something? It's still light wherever it's being played. And oh, it's the Hawaii Bowl. That's why. That makes sense. It makes sense that they're going to be like in the middle of the day right now because it's in Hawaii. All right. So we got a football game to watch, which I'm kind of interested in. though perhaps not hugely interested in. San Jose State last year, I was impressed with their performance last year. And I thought, hey, you know what? They may be a team to watch out for this year. And indeed, they played some good football, but they ended up 7-5. So not they're pretty much off everyone's radar. All right, I'm gonna pull some bong riffs now as I consider the delights of existence in a time that includes. No, I was wrong. It does not include. I was gonna say it includes a USC victory over Notre Dame, but it does not include it because once again it stimulated me losing. And they're reviewing the San Jose State touchdown, and it appears that I can't tell what he's saying exactly. Touchback? It's a touchback, maybe. So was there a fumble? I guess it must have been a fumble. A change of possession. I'm not listening to it obviously, but I saw the officials signaling touchback, so it must have been a fumble. Okay, let's look at the recruiting trail, how we're doing. We've got a lot of people signed already. That's good. 5 stars, some 4 stars, a couple of 3 stars that I specifically wanted. Fullbacks, you know. I like to get a chunky fullback, short run, somebody with good ball security. A lot of people don't recruit fullbacks. So. There wasn't anybody better as a fullback than a 3-star, though. All right, let's see who's left for me to recruit. I'll recruit this guy. He's a 4-star. This guy's a 4-star. And this guy. All right. Let's do what I got here. We're at 45 hours. So, I'll recruit this guy. Offer scholarship. Offer scholarship. All right, so now I've got those guys all offered. And I need to try to schedule some visits here. Can't schedule a visit with him yet. Nor with him, nor him, nor him. Wait, I can't schedule a visit. Add action. Send to the house. Okay, good. You're doing well. Add action. Send to the house. Add action. Send to the house. Add action. Send to the house. Now let me do a little bit more with these guys. So I'm going to try to do 25 on each of these. Schedule visit. Add action. 25. Schedule visit. Add action. 25. Add action. 25. Add action. 5. There. Now I'm out of hours. I can advance to next week. So I'm going to end this stream here and might stream again later. Anybody who's still here, thanks for being here. Talk to you soon.